Roll a keg in on your first day?
Yeah, First off,
I got my
we gotta get the
quorum.
vibes going. Look, you want to talk filibuster? We can filibust this keg open and then we can get real shit done.
I thought you would go somewhere else with that, but I'm glad you went there.
All right, it is Macrodosing. Today we have a very special episode for you. We've got Brace Belden from the TrueAnon podcast. He was on to talk about Epstein like a year ago with his co-host Liz. Today it's just Brace, and he's going to be talking to us about Stormy Daniels and the Trump trial, or the Trump indictment. He's been down boots on the ground at some of the protests, seeing what's going on with the pro-Trump people and the anti-Trump people, and Brace is a hilarious guy. And today, I think it will go on to cement his friendship with Billy. You guys are like best friends now. He loves you.
This episode is going to be pretty wild. It's an awesome episode.
I'll say
it goes
this,
everywhere.
I'll say this. This is, if you're a Billy hater, this is a Billy redemption episode. Billy was great today. Billy, great job. I'm recording this after Brace just left, but very good episode for Billy. So everybody give Billy his flowers after this episode.
Coming off the nanodosing, this was a great episode for Billy.
Came back strong.
Okay, and also Tom Hanks was not at Epstein's Island.
Okay, and is there anybody else that you may have implicated later
Bob
on?
Saget.
Okay, so those two guys officially not
Let's just get ahead of that.
at Epstein's. Besides that minor misstep,
Yeah.
Billy had a great episode today. So, yeah, let's get into Brace. He's joining us in studio right now.
Oh, I just did it. Look at it. See that?
What's that?
What is it?
Snow globe?
It's like one of those globes that you got to put on a thing. Yeah, I did that shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a ball.
Oh, you put it on the
Yeah.
tee.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
See,
it
now
fell
just
off?
fell off. God damn it.
We saw it. We saw
Yeah,
it.
confirmed.
I mean, I get it a lot. My kids will come and knock it over because they can't do it. They're hating on me.
It's like a ball cup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ball in a cup
Huh?
in a snow globe.
Yeah,
snow
get one of
globe.
those.
You're also sick at Rubik's Cubes, right?
I can do them. I don't know if I'm sick at it.
I cannot do them.
I think anybody that can do them is sick at them.
Yeah, it's kind of a binary. I feel like you can either do them or I can't.
It's a memory thing.
Yeah,
We had a dude on Part of My Take one time. He's like the world champion cuber, and he brought in his own. They're different types of cubes. He had a speed cube, which has like
That's
it's
the one I
easier to
have.
grip. You got a
Yeah.
speed cube,
Yeah, I got one of those.
and he like let us mix it up, and then he put it behind his back after looking at it for like 10
get
seconds,
the fuck out of here.
and did the entire thing. It was wild.
It's
That's
it's
crazy.
algorithms. It's not like they're not just talented.
But if I
It's
had
just
that kind of like neurodivergency, I would rather be good at like stock, like Rain Man stuff. Is he good at stocks? Or who's just good at math?
No, just blackjack.
But it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
As,
yeah.
And
it's not as
cars.
deep as you. It's not as deep as you think, though. It's algorithms. So it's like if you do something in a certain pattern, like the way the mathematics are set up on the cube,
Yeah.
it always do that. So you have to look for certain patterns on it, and once you figure it out, the algorithm, it's not that hard. I mean, I used to think people were super smart who could do Rubik's cubes, and it's an algorithm.
But to me, having good memory and being smart are the same thing because I don't have either of those things, and so those are both like unattainable goals for me.
You know what? I think you're right in that, but like in the moment problem solving skills is a high level intelligence thing, and even people with bad memory still retain those abilities.
I can lie really well when I'm in trouble. Which
That's
I
a-
think
that's a high level intelligence.
I can do that.
That's
I
like
can
the
fool.
opposite of memory. That's like creating something new.
Exactly.
Creating a future.
I'm a urban creative, and that's
I got called a yuppie the other day, indirectly. Like I'm moving to Chicago in a little bit, and so I was walking around a neighborhood and I'm trying to figure out where to live, and somebody wrote on a driveway like, "Fuck you, yuppies," and I was like, "What? Am I a yuppie? Like that means I'm a young urban
professional. Yeah.
So I'm like, that means I'm an at-risk urban youth in a way. Like I'm young,
Yeah.
I'm urban, but I'm not. I guess I'm professional.
You're a professional.
it's
You have a job.
Young urban podcaster.
Young urban podcaster. Yeah.
He's the new yuppie. Yeah. So guilty as charged, but it made me stop, and I was like, wait, what? I haven't heard the word yuppie in
It's an
years.
old insult. I mean, it's not really. That's from like the 80s.
If somebody calls me a yuppie, they're actually telling me that they're a boomer by
Yeah.
using the term yuppie.
Yeah.
So joke's
absolutely.
on you.
That's like you get mad at in like 1986.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people stopped using that insult because they sent all the manufacturing jobs overseas.
Yeah,
so there's
yeah.
no one left to call yuppies because they had to become yuppies.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
either you're a barista, or
Yeah.
you work in an office, or you deliver food.
You're an influencer.
now-
Or you're an influencer, or you're a bar back.
you're
Yeah.
a hipster or a yuppie now.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no like, I mean, then there's the blue collar union workers who guess they can still throw the yuppie.
Yeah, I
Around.
wouldn't mind being called a yuppie by somebody that actually had like grease under their fingernails at the time.
I
I'd
don't
be
think
like,
they're
"Yep, you
doing
got me."
that though.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think they're yelling that at people.
No.
What are they yelling at people? Probably
I don't
hipster.
know.
Well, because
Probably,
the thing
yeah, I
is,
guess-
the crazy part is those guys are making just as much, if not more.
Yeah,
in
those guys
benefits
are
than
making.
the yuppies.
Yeah, if you're like you're working construction or something, you're making like. I mean, I don't know about New York, but San Francisco, you're making a fucking
New
ton of
York
money.
is fucking. If you got a union job working construction in New York, you're making close to 100 to 200 a year, even in entrance level jobs. With the benefits.
Check this out. If you fall off, New York City is the only fucking city in the country where if you fall off a building, a construction site from any height, like you can be first floor, second floor, whatever, and you can be drunk. This is the important thing. You can
Yeah.
be drunk, you can be high, you can be completely blacked out, fucked up. If you fall off and injure yourself, you're totally able to sue. Like
Yeah.
you're in the right, and you can get money.
That's
Even if you
awesome.
fall off the curb. I
Yeah.
think that was like, there's some saying that describes that whole situation about falling off the curb and getting like $1 million.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be really good at that. Falling
But
from
then
a
you're
first,
so
falling off
good.
a first story
Bro,
building. That's the dream.
Easy.
No.
10 feet,
Yeah.
easy.
But the thing is, why a lot of guys don't do that is you don't get a lot of work after
Yeah,
that.
because they're like, he's a
they're like-
faller.
Like, hey, he got got cashed out, but like,
I know a guy that got into the elevator union, and I think starting for him was like 150K.
Yeah.
And once you get there, they do like it's almost like you're getting made in Goodfellas, where
Yeah.
like they have a ceremony for you, and then you just know that the rest of your life is gonna be sweet once you get to the elevator union.
In the Bay, I was in the Longshore Union, but I was in the manufacturing part of it. I worked in a brewery, but the Longshore guys, it's like 250K starting.
yeah, dude,
That's awesome.
The
And free cigs.
waste management in the city is like, they're fucking set.
Shit workers if you're working with shit, you're made for the rest of your life.
I was talking with.
That's the one thing that we do correctly. Like
Garbage
those
men.
people should be paid
Yeah.
a ton of money.
But what's crazy is think about wage stagnation amongst the yuppies and urban professionals has totally shifted that narrative where yuppie, like,
Yeah. It's
like
like a
no
guy who
one's
makes
throwing
like
that around anymore.
it's like a guy who makes 55K doing data entry at
Yeah.
fucking some like
Yeah.
payment processing company that works with Etsy or whatever.
I think that's why when Amazon workers try to unionize, it takes a while for people to really get on their side, if they ever do, because the day-to-day implications for most people are like, well, the nail polish that I ordered isn't going to get shipped on time. And then you just get mad at them for it. But if sanitation workers go on strike, they will literally flood your streets with shit.
Exactly.
And so they've got us by the balls.
Yeah.
Which,
Garbage workers?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, New York is basically full of just garbage bags on the street anyways, but imagine if those piled up week after week.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, one of these big apartment buildings, like, yeah, there's tons of trash outside of them, but that's literally less than a week's worth. If they let that pile up one sitting, that like
It'll be
it's
insane.
anarchy.
Yeah.
Also, I've never seen any city really in America that just puts their trash on the street like New York.
It's wild, isn't
It's
it?
crazy. Respect.
Yeah. I mean, Chicago, they've got alleys. They
Yeah.
hide everything. But here it's like, no, you're going to see it in the summertime. We were talking about the worst smelling cities in America
Gotta be.
on Monday's show.
Yeah.
New York's, I think New York's in my top 3. Number 1, I'm going to go with, we went with Amarillo. If you've ever been to
Interesting.
Amarillo,
No,
Texas,
it's got an effluvium.
they've got slaughterhouses and they've got just a ton of fertilizer everywhere. So the whole town, all the time, it smells like shit. Number 2, I forgot about this one, Shreveport, Louisiana.
I've been there.
It's a bad smelling city. I love it. Don't
It's
get
been
me
a
wrong.
long time, but
It's bad. There's like petroleum and all these
Fish.
refineries. Yeah, fish. There's
Yeah.
some seafood industry in town.
that's rough.
And then what else did we have up there? Heard a lot of people say Billy
New Jersey
was,
Turnpike, freaking Bergen County, just on the turnpike. But the thing is, people always think it's all of Jersey smells like that, but that's when they're passing through. The rest of Bergen County smells fine.
Billy said San Francisco, but
San Francisco does stink. Yeah.
I got the temperature of San Francisco wrong. I thought it was a little hotter there than it actually was. A lot of people got angry at me for thinking that it hit 90 consistently in the
and
summer.
now like 2 days a year.
yeah. But I thought that would, I guess New York hits 90 more than San Francisco.
Oh,
yeah.
100%. Yeah. I lived in San Francisco for almost my entire life.
Yeah.
I've swam in the bay maybe once or twice ever because it's never hot enough to.
Yeah, I just, coming from New York, I always thought someplace in California would be hotter.
No.
All right, that voice that you recognize is Brace Belden, recurring guest on Macrodosing.
Hello.
Pig Piss Granddad. You might know him as Pig Piss Granddad.
Piss
Pig.
called me, yeah.
Granddad.
That's
Sorry.
basically the same thing.
Yeah, so he's a legend in the internet. I think you're an internet legend, right?
I would say so. I got called a right-wing internet troll for being at this protest I went to.
Who called you that?
The Huffington Post.
That's why I didn't go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted me to go. I was like, no, because then it's like not funny.
Who is the Huffington Post anymore?
The guy said he was from HuffPo, which I'm sorry.
That's a term I only hear in like prestige television shows about online media.
My thing is, if you're like a guy in your mid-30s and you're at a party and someone's like, where do you work? And you say HuffPo, just lie. Say you're a dentist. Say, I'm a dental technician. Don't say HuffPo.
Media.
Harry Potter. Yeah, I work in media.
That's my move.
Yeah,
Go to the
yeah.
Huffington Post website.
I tell people that I'm a dietitian.
That's a good one.
Girls love that.
Technically, I am too.
I mean, this is a great headline that they have right now on HuffPost is what they call it on their own website. Glass half bull.
Oh, I love that.
GOPers claim criminal charges would help Trump.
Yeah.
That's 100. That's
true.
No, that is zero cap detected.
That's why they're calling you a right-wing troll, is because you're saying
Yeah.
you're speaking the truth.
I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah. Glass half bull. GOPers claim criminal charges would help Trump, and then they have a picture of Trump doing his little smirk here. I've loved the AI generated pictures that have come out of Trump getting arrested.
Really good.
Arian, have you seen those?
I did. I thought it was real until I kept scrolling. I was like, yo, why is this nigga running, fam? Like,
Trump can't. There's no way Trump can run.
No, he wouldn't run. He believes that his body is a battery.
It's fine.
He does a finite amount of energy, so if you run, you're not going to be able to access that energy later.
He doesn't have any flight reflex.
Yeah,
All he's got is fight.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. He just doesn't understand how to
run.
flee.
That's a great analysis of his genetic makeup. I wonder,
100%.
I wonder what all of his ancestors going way back, where they would just stare down a buffalo as it was charging at him.
Scotland, Germany,
Yeah.
Trump, DR. I love when people start throwing the Drump around.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that backfired.
Yeah.
Pretty much immediately. That was something that, like it came out of the gate. It was John Oliver, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Came out of the gates. He was like, "This is gonna be so fucking good," and then it didn't even catch on among like the most like pussy hat type of people. They were just like, "This isn't."
I saw the Krasenstein who came back to Twitter recently. They're dropping it.
The gods.
They're dropping it.
Hey, as an athlete,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of their bodies?
Krasenstein's, I don't look.
They got hard bodies.
I
So
just
you gotta-
remember
you-
them in 2016, and now that they're back, I don't remember seeing any pictures.
Oh,
of
you
them.
gotta
Oh,
do a
they're-
quick Google image search of Krasenstein shirtless.
Yeah,
Okay.
shirtless. That's also, by the way, little Google tip here. Always the second word for any name.
Oh,
just in
yeah.
case.
These guys are definitely hitting some cycles.
Natty?
Are they short? If they're short, they could be natty, because a lot of. Well, let me find this exactly.
I trust 100% Billy's analysis of whether or not
100%.
somebody's on steroids.
Absolutely,
He's
yeah.
batting 1,000 on
Low
this.
body, like you can see a lot of low body fat guys like that. How tall are they?
What about their nipples? That's what you look at, right?
Wait, you look at the nipples?
Yeah, the nipples if they're coned.
That shows a lot of anabolic activity.
Cones like the areola or
Like that picture of Joe Rogan jumping into the
Yeah.
ice where he's got
Yeah.
those pokey ass
Yeah,
nipples.
yeah,
that
yeah.
dude was running stuff way back when.
yeah, interesting. Because I worked at a gym, and but I don't know about working out or think about it, and so I just assumed that anybody who was in shape was on steroids until my boss was like, "You gotta look for back acne on an adult man."
Yeah, if it's got the really, really small, it's a different type of acne. It's
Yeah.
not like you'd see on a teenager's face.
Yeah.
It's like tiny little pinpricks of acne, and that's the stuff that tells you. One time I accidentally used, my roommate had steroid cream, and because they had like a psoriasis thing that they had,
yeah.
and
I've been there.
I was dealing with it was like a back fungus. This is a really cool thing to talk about.
Yeah.
The
How did you get rid of it?
The tinea versicolor.
Yeah.
So if you don't shower immediately after working out, or if you reuse a gym shirt, sometimes it can give you this like back fungus on it. So I started to get that, and then it's almost impossible to you can't really get rid of it unless you take medicine for it.
Yeah.
But I thought that this this psoriasis healing thing would help my fungus. So I put it all over my back, and then my back just broke out in steroid acne.
Wow.
But I didn't get jacked up off it, which sucked.
That does suck.
Yeah, Krasensteins, they look short, so I think they're natty.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I used to work in a gym too, and the worst part of my job was they would tell me I was in charge of like policing the steam room.
Yeah.
If somebody was behaving badly in the
Interesting.
steam room.
Jacking off, 100%.
Yeah, most of it wasn't so much that for me. It was my boss would be like, "There's a large Persian man that's just pacing back and forth, screaming to himself in the steam room. Can you go in and tell him to stop?" And I was like a 120-pound high school sophomore.
Yeah.
And so I'd walk in and I'd look at him and be like, "Nope, this guy's having a great time."
Just say to your boss, he's on his Bluetooth. I worked at a boxing gym, and I knew nothing about boxing. I still know nothing about boxing, but I got to yell at these guys all day. It was incredible. It was a dream for me.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Probably a lot of them were very like responsive. They probably weren't like angry dude. Like,
Well, a lumpy Jew yelling at you, if you're an athlete, is sort of like the natural like state of things, right? Like a guy who I've never ran the mile in my life. I walked with the girls eating hot Cheetos and shit. Like I never ran the mile in my life.
In the Cookie Monster pajamas.
Yeah, I know. I didn't wear those. I was just like I was like just thinking about when I was gonna smoke my first cigarette. I was like, that's gonna be so fucking sick. And then later in my life, getting to yell at guys doing a sport that I had no interest in nor understanding of was great. It was great for both of us. It meshed really well.
There should be a cigarette Olympics.
I would win it in a heartbeat. I was 4 packs a day at one point.
What the fuck?
Yeah, in Syria, because they give you ultralight cigarettes.
Oh,
And
they burn
so
super fast.
They burn so fast, and there's like nothing in it. It's Armenian cigs.
So you'd wake up, first thing you'd smoke.
Just all the time, you'd have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet, like, I saw this viral video of this soldier who ripped a whole cigarette in one breath. I think he was
I tried to do that once. I can't do it.
I think he was like a diver. He might have been.
yeah.
I want to think he was like a Navy SEAL
Has
diver with
to be.
insane lung capacity, and he just ripped a whole cigarette in one breath.
There's a dude in the Balkans who can fucking hold his breath for 30 minutes. Think of how many cigs that dude could smoke
Yeah, holy
in one
fuck.
breath.
That's wild.
And the thing is, they're just exercising it all the time, so the cigarettes don't even affect them.
So sick.
That so it doesn't even affect their breath.
Cigarette Olympics. It should happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Brace on today. We're going to talk about the Stormy Daniels situation and the Trump situation, because you've been boots on the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
As a right-wing troll.
As a right-wing troll.
Yeah, you've been covering the situation here. Last time we had you on, we did our Epstein episode.
Yes.
A lot's happened since then with Ghislaine.
Well, not really with Epstein.
Not
but
really with that. Well, you don't know.
Who knows?
I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
His brother's still like in this neighborhood.
Is he really?
Mark Epstein, yeah.
Was he ever implicated in anything?
No, he's just he's like a scummy landlord art dealer. He's like, you know, when like certain guys get a certain amount of money and they just don't have any job, but it's just like art dealer, landlord, like it's just they're rent seekers. You know what I mean?
He's just a regular.
They don't
asshole.
want income. They don't want income. So they don't want to do those taxes.
Yeah. So he's just like, he's like one of those guys, but he's a shithead.
What's
for sure.
the latest
apply for his
on
apartments?
What's the latest on the flight log situation?
You know, there's going to be, so the most sort of recent situation, flight logs, I think it's basically the same, but the most recent thing is Jess Staley from JP Morgan Bank. So the Attorney General of the Virgin Islands, right? I mean, Virgin Islands got like fucking, I don't know, population of like 50,000, right? But, you know, they got an Attorney General, they got a governor. She sues this woman, I can't remember her name, but she sues JP Morgan. Late December, it's like the 28th of December last year, for basically like helping Jeffrey Epstein run his sex trafficking ring. 3 days later actually, because it's New Year's Eve, she's fired by the governor of the Virgin Islands, who of course was like basically groomed into his position by the previous governor of the Virgin Islands, good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, right? So it's like a very obvious fucking like, it was a tit for tat thing. Like you made this lawsuit, now you're out of here.
What do you think about the tennis court construction? If you look at Google Maps of several satellite images of the island, it's a very mysterious tennis court that is built, but like in the building of it, the construction doesn't exactly look like laying out clay tennis courts.
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think there's much to it. It may be the different type of dirt and rock that's on that island.
Yeah.
But people have been theorizing that it's a mass grave.
I really want to go. I mean,
it's easy. I've seen there's dudes on YouTube.
Who go there.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't want to really go to the Virgin Islands for any other reason. It's kind of a big expenditure to get over there, and then it's like, I mean, it's probably cool, but like, it seems like a place where you go when you're really old and have a lot of money.
And if you like find out all the secrets, I don't think you'd be able to like chill on the beach after that.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it's that expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a U.S., I guess, territory.
Yeah, I went there. It was maybe a year and a half ago, and the flight was like super short, and it wasn't an expensive flight at all.
What'd you do?
The
there?
Lolita?
I just
It's free.
I just met this guy, and then he just hooked it up.
He was incredible. It was like, I don't know, it was like a Cinderella situation.
Yeah, it was amazing. No, I just went over there and I basically just drank novelty drinks and got drunk for 3 days.
Well, basically, Jeff Staley, who was in charge of like rich guy banking specifically at JP Morgan, turns out that, and he'd been like implicated in Epstein stuff. He was like good boys with him, but he was in charge of Epstein's accounts there. And basically, all these emails came out, and he denied like, oh, I didn't know anything about, Epstein stuff. Obviously he did. I mean, it was in the fucking news. But came out that he was almost certainly using Epstein as a kind of pimp for himself, like, talking about girls named Snow White, like using Disney fucking fairy tale names for girls.
And then, I mean, also the Bill Gates stuff came out since we talked.
More
Bill Gates stuff, like Melinda talking about
his wife just threw his ass on the bus immediately.
Well, she probably figured it out, and it was like, holy fuck.
That arrangement that Bill Gates had with his high school girlfriend too.
What was that?
So every year he was allowed to go on a vacation with his high school girlfriend.
What?
Like, not a girl who's currently in high school.
Yes.
But the girl, like his first love.
Oh.
His arrangement with his wife was he gets to go on vacation with this chick that he still loved once a year.
What?
Really weird stuff.
Is this normal, ladies? Is this an average request? No. Can I do this in a relationship?
I guess if you have like $30 billion, you can.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'll get
something
that,
to work towards. This is why you shouldn't give nerds money.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing, and this is we are in Barstool. I hope this is the ethos here. Mm-hmm. Nerds really got to get back in the locker.
Yeah,
they gotta get.
That's why Billy's our resident nerd stuffer.
I just gotta say, like, this is probably dudes you didn't get laid in high school turn out to be evil people later down the line.
For sure.
Just like,
if you didn't lose your virginity by senior year, you should be drafted. That's how. I mean, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. Did we lose Arian? Did he bounce out? We're dealing with bad internet. So yeah, we are an internet company here, and literally everything that we do is for the internet and exists online.
You guys have bad internet.
It completely crashes 4 times a day.
Spectrum.
It's probably. It's probably like Errol's dial-up internet from 1997. It's bad stuff.
I got something to pitch for you guys.
All right.
Well, for Barstool in general, right? You know how there's the sports betting thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what's a market that's completely untapped?
Oh, I love
cockfighting.
Yes.
Cockfighting.
We've talked about this.
Okay.
Yes.
And guess what else? Dog racing. Maybe a little dog fighting too.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw the line.
We don't have. I mean, the line
racing
gets
racing. You know what dog sport that I'm gonna get my dog involved into soon? Weight pulling.
Have you ever watched weight pulling?
No, it's a dog sport.
Yeah, they put a harness on the dogs, and they put a giant wagon with weights in it, and then the dogs just walk forward. It's great.
It dates back
to
like
powerlifting,
but like Call of the Wild, White Fang, like it's a sport that's in that ethos. It's just like my dog's got a lot of energy. He's very athletic. We work out a lot together, and I just want to get him like pulling. Like even though he's neutered, he still's got amazing muscle mass.
He's still We
eat a lot of the same. We meal prep together. Because we have the same needs.
Yeah.
I just want to get him because I can tell he wants it.
Yeah,
I can tell he wants it.
He's got the fire in him.
Oh, he's got it. And he's a competitor too.
Yeah.
And he's just like when we're running, we go on runs, we run hills together, and we're just like we get up to a lot of fun stuff. And like he's got the competitive spirit, and like I can just tell, like, because when I'm lifting, he's just sitting right next to me watching me,
that so bad.
and he's just like, I can tell he just wants to get into it. He's just like, I don't have thumbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but
he's
if
probably
I
looking
did,
down at his paws, being like, "Curse these things."
If I had thumbs, I would be so fucking jacked.
I know, and I
you
can
don't
just
even know.
We have these conversations.
How are his nipples? Are they?
Oh, he's
are
got
they coned?
6, and you know they're out there. For a male dog, he's got some like anabolic nips.
Oh no! If he has 6 nipples, doesn't that mean he's a girl dog?
Yeah, but I guess that's just
He just has.
that's
them.
just his breed.
Yeah, gotcha.
He's an American bulldog, like
Interesting.
fucking tank. He's the bro.
And you say he doesn't have testicles?
Yeah, I had to
You
take
might
him
just
off.
have a girl dog.
He's got a fucking howitzer.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
rocking.
he's other. I can't take him to the dog park because other dogs get pissed off.
They're like,
dick's too
see
big.
it, and his dick's big, and he can't even get.
And he's not aggressive. He's not like he's just like chilling,
rocking,
but like all
rocking.
these doodles are running around getting pissed, like just
Yeah.
like walking into the park, like strutting their stuff, like, oh fuck, that dog's just fucking chilling over there.
Yeah.
with a fucking howitzer. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, they all
And
start
they get-
fighting just
Yeah.
because his pheromones.
Yeah, and they're just like they hate, like they're trying to hump him and shit, and he's just like, what the hell are you
Uninterested.
doing?
There's a lot of like kind of like so that's kind of like the like classic sort of like autistic gym guy who's just like I don't care about women in leggings here. Like get
Yeah.
out of the gym. He just wants to fucking.
Oh yeah, he would. I might get him involved. But back to cockfighting. I think that cockfighting roosters are the best treated chicken poultry species in the world.
Yeah.
Like if I was a chicken, make me a fighting cock. They feed me. They dress like they treat me like a goddamn god.
Yeah.
But then like I got to go kill another rooster, and like gladiator mentality, I'd be totally willing to live that lifestyle.
I was just in like this peasant area in the Philippines, like hanging out like with these. It's a long story, but I was with this like peasant organization, right? And they take me to this guy. Like there's all these guys that are getting kicked off their land by the government. It's like a crazy, fucked up like mafia shit that's going down. And I go and I'm talking to this guy, and we're hanging out and we're smoking cigarettes. And I look and I'm like, "What's up with that? How come you got the most beautiful rooster I've ever seen over there by himself?" And he's like, "That's my fighting cock."
Yeah.
And he's like so proud to show me this. And this cock is fucking ripped. It's like a jacked cock. He is massive.
Don't they also they stop the fight sometimes before they get killed?
Yeah, because they're like, look, today's not the day for my rooster. We're calling it off. I'm going to take my rooster home.
Yeah.
And they just then like nurse it back to health with like the love of like,
Yeah.
it's the craziest thing. And they also are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
They like bred them to like look like a peacock almost.
Yeah. And my thing is, it's just like, most of the world likes it. Americans don't like it. But what did America do? We atom bombed a city in another country.
It's very true.
That's true.
And you know why they got rid of cockfighting? Because they were racist against the Irish.
Are the Irish?
That was the
well, maybe okay. Maybe all right.
This is
well,
where let's hear,
at that time.
let's hear them out.
At that time, the ethnic group that they were trying to like get in trouble because like organized crime was always around cockfighting.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was the poors down at the 5 Point.
the Boondock Saints.
Yeah, the 5 Point. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
gangs in New
Yeah,
York.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Irish are fighting like chickens again. Let's get them.
We
Yeah.
actually came up with a theory that the Irish are the ones that secretly run the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're the cabal.
I mean,
That's
the
thinking about it.
Hibernian or what are they?
Yeah, the Hibernians. Like, look, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck,
That's
they
true.
control Hollywood.
Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Wahlburgers?
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, I mean,
I never known anyone to eat them. They're everywhere.
You know how many Irish presidents there's been?
Too many.
Right now.
That's true.
Joseph
Joe
Robinette
B.
Biden.
That's the one thing that I actually love about Biden is how much he hates the British and how much he
It
embraces.
is, I will say, it is very funny.
He embraces
Yes.
like the dirty side of the Irish. The
Yeah.
other day he said like I'm Irish. I think it was on St. Patrick's Day. He goes,
Yeah.
I'm Irish, but you can't tell because I don't have any relatives in prison.
Yes.
I don't drink anymore. I don't have any relatives in prison.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter should be in prison.
I know. I got to tell you, Hunter,
Hunter does enough drugs to make up for Joey B.
listen, we've all smoked crack before, right? It's a shameful thing. Even I've known guys who were like through and through crackheads. That was what they did. That was like they got up in the morning, they grinded their teeth style, and they smoked crack basically all day, every day, as much as they could. At no point were any of those guys like, I love this so much, I gotta film myself. The filming himself is the craziest part about that. He's a content goldmine.
What I heard about that is that the women he's with make him film the crack and illicit activities, because then once they get hold of the videos, they hit up the family lawyer and say, hey, give us the money.
I got another 100 crack, but they flooded the market with them right now.
Exactly.
They're not valuable.
Well, that guy, Bannon's friend, Miles Guo, who this guy is incredible, a fake Chinese dissident. He was like hit with a rape case in China, and then he's like, actually, I'm a dissident, and like splits to New York, starts putting out rap rock videos, like anti-China rap rock videos, which is incredible move. Starts funding all, like, clearly mentally insane but very rich. Starts like funding all these in psycho organizations, like the New China like Alliance or whatever. Like he starts a new country, like a government.
It's
exile.
like Taiwan in New York City.
Exactly, except at like a mentally insane guy's penthouse. Basically, like when Bannon got arrested, he got arrested on this dude's yacht. He was the guy that put out all the Hunter stuff, but he just got busted for $1 billion crypto fraud the other day. That's how they get you.
You know what's wild that I found out? There's protests currently, but there's Chinese police stations in New York City.
That's what they say, but I can't really tell what's going on with that.
Yeah. So I guess maybe
Is
they're
that true,
like,
Billy?
yes, the Chinese.
The New York Times did report that.
There's Chinese people protesting in front of these stations in, like, I think it's around Chinatown, because they don't want the CCP's influence, because they're just keeping tabs on Chinese nationals living in New York. Like, look, we were trying to escape this, and now, like, they may be like, I don't know how much we can. Let me find the facts.
All I'm
going
to
to
say is right now.
Can you back me up right now that the facts are there? That I'm not just speaking out of my ass?
I saw that was reported, but I don't know the actual details of it, because usually those things are run out of like consulates, like the Filipino police have a
right out of the embassy or something.
Okay, FBI
right now Billy's
investigating
cooking though.
police
I just want to say for the record, Billy's been cooking today.
New York. Yeah, dozens protest outside Chinese police station in NYC. So, the people protesting are the Chinese nationals, who probably are the only ones who know what's going on.
Proportionally,
but
I mean,
there are people who are like, hey, we're trying to escape the CCP, come to America, find a new life, and they're right here.
My thing is, hey, listen, you got nothing to hide. What's to worry about?
Yeah.
It's a very
good point.
Yeah, well,
the government can look at anything.
I would hide from the CCP if I came from there. It's a very serious problem in the Chinese community, said Tony Kai, one of the protesters. Kai is a pro-democracy activist imprisoned by the Chinese Communist Party twice in China for promoting free speech. He immigrated to the U.S. in 2000, and like now they're coming to, like, they're trying to monitor guys like that guy who were, trying to stop the CCP and trying to, like.
Here's my thing. Show me the Chinese cop. I want to see the Chinese cop.
Well, I think if you try to guess,
I'm not taking this
guy's
word for it. I want to see the Chinese cop.
Are they flying cops over from China to live in New York City?
Yes.
That's got to be
to monitor.
Wait. Rush hour.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good point.
This is viral marketing. This is another stunt by Hollywood.
What year is that article from, Billy?
This article is from February 25th, 2023.
You know what I'm
New
going
York
to
Post.
next week? Shenyang.
Oh yeah.
I bought a ticket.
Hell yeah. I've heard it's amazing.
It is. Because you know the deal with it. It's like by this cult.
Yeah.
But the main guy in the cult says he can levitate.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh fuck.
And listen. My thing is, I'm willing to believe you. 1 inch. Just show me fucking 1 inch, dude. I will I will straight up be one of your like guards.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll stand motionless with a pike outside of whatever room you're in.
If you can get 1
inch,
just get off the ground.
1 inch of clearance.
Defy gravity. You know who I love is the martial arts guys that do the was it Aikido, Billy? That's the Steven Seagal thing.
Oh,
where
the force fields.
Yeah, maybe it's not Aikido.
Yeah, Aikido.
It's the one where they learn how to like channel energy.
Qigong. That's what this cult came out of.
And people, they'll have their little assistants charge at them, and then they'll touch them, and the assistants will just fall down on the ground or like get knocked back 10 feet. those assistants, there's an art to being a good fall guy.
100%.
To being like the perfect person that just looks totally helpless, and Steven Seagal touches your wrist and you get down on both knees and start crying.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
I would if Steven Seagal touched me anywhere, I would start crying.
There's a video that I saw where it was Seagal with an old master of this art, and Seagal was taking a tour of his dojo, and he had his little simp fall guy just following him around everywhere. And the old guy would turn to Steve and be like, you can also do this. And then he'd just take the guy's arm and like put it behind his back. And the guy would start wailing and crying. And then Steve was like, that's a good move. You can also do this to him. And it was honestly 7 minutes of these two guys just beating the fuck out of this one guy. It's like, that's kind of what Commander Dale Brown of the Detroit Urban Survival Training does.
Oh, love that guy.
That guy? Yeah, he came on the show one time.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Did you point you fucking draw on him?
Well,
No,
he was on Zoom, which is
Oh.
unfortunate.
We gotta
would-
go out there for a video.
He fell off hard.
He fell off.
I
I
haven't
think-
heard from him in 8 months.
I think maybe someone shot him. My thing is, this is my advice to anybody watching this program. If someone points a gun at you, surrender. They got you're toast.
It's a
bro.
good move to pull a gun, yeah.
Fully. Once the gun's out, unless you're really good at going like looking over someone's shoulders and then widening your eyes in surprise as if there's something behind them, and then pulling out your own gun, you're fucking done,
Yeah,
dude.
just act like there's another gun on him.
Yeah, or just be like,
oh no.
yeah, or just act like in Aliens, like you have one of the aliens that's about to come out of you. So like start like twisting and be like, no, get away from me, it's gonna come out.
What if you act like you already got shot?
Yeah,
like
oh,
he
that's
pulls
good.
it out, and then you act like he already shot
Yeah,
you, and you fall to the ground,
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
what do I do?" And then he runs away.
And then just go Looper.
Or you pretend you have a pipe bomb strapped to you.
Yeah,
You're like, I got a
that's a
bomb.
good one.
I got
That's
a
a
bomb.
good one.
Don't come close.
Yeah.
Yeah, or say, you know what? Actually, I'm your brother.
Yeah.
oh,
That'll
shit.
fuck them up too.
Yeah. Or I'm your dad.
I'm your dad. Yeah, yeah.
And then you start crying.
Or if you're younger, I'm your son.
I'm your son. Yeah. Or if it's a woman, I'm your husband.
Do you remember 21 years ago you had sex with a random person? That I'm their kid.
It's a good idea. That's self-defense 101.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to talk about the Stormy Daniels situation here a little bit?
So who knows the most about it?
I know a little bit about it.
130K.
Well, we can take it from the top where they met. It's a love story.
It's golf. You guys were just Arian. PFT. You guys were just talking about golf.
Yeah.
This could have happened to you.
It could
have
have
been either of you.
Yeah, I really dodged a bullet on this one. They met,
gotta pee.
as one does, at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
Tahoe.
This is 2006 where they met, and Trump seduced her. He put the moves on her and basically said, he saw a porn star, he recognized her. And guys are so simple. Guys see a porn star and they're like, whoa, this woman has sex.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll have sex with me.
My thing with that is, and this is advice for the audience out there. If you are a guy and you know who a porn star is, never let that fact out in front of a woman.
Yeah.
That's going to be a black mark in your record.
Yeah, she was a contract girl, right? She was working
Wicked Pictures.
Wicked Pictures.
She was later to win, and I just want to be clear to the women in this room. I know this just from knowing about this specific incident with Trump, not because of porn.
I read it on the news.
I actually have never seen a porn she's in, although since, as method, I've just been jacking off to those basically for the past month.
Yeah,
in preparation for Trump's indictment.
Well, you got to get yourself into his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to think like a Trump.
But she won the AVN Performer of the Year 2 years later for the film titled Desert Stormy.
Was it like a
I'm
parody?
assuming so. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Kuwait.
Yeah. Trump is he's draped in an Iraq flag. She's draped in a Kuwaiti flag. And he just invades her.
But she's a booth girl at the, they have Wicked Pictures she's working for. She's a booth girl, and Trump goes up to her and she hands him some bag with DVDs, and he's like,
Very
Caesar.
nice. Very nice. So he kind of put the moves on her by saying he was working on Celebrity Apprentice at the time. And he's like, you know what? I think we could use someone like you on the Celebrity Apprentice, which is that's catnip for a porn star, because that increases your rates. And back in the day, and our younger listeners can't relate to this probably, but if you were going to work in porn as a woman, your options were basically grind it out until you get to Wicked Pictures, or Vivid was the other big one.
Yeah.
And then you start making money, but anything less than that, and you're not really making enough to survive.
bro, I was in a porn. Not obviously not sexually.
Yeah.
But I was, kink.com.
I'm not familiar with kink.com.
Your head perked up.
Big T.
No, I am not familiar.
It was like a BDSM website in San Francisco. And my buddy was a bartender at the beauty bar. And he was like, hey, this place is filming a porno. There's open bar for extras. And so I went down there with my friends. And it was the most vile. I can't explain. There was liquids that I don't think had been developed before. It was like a alchemy.
Like a splash zone around the performers.
They mopped.
You ever watch Gallagher perform?
It was very Gallagher-like.
So yeah, front row, wear a raincoat.
It was crazy, and I'm in it, going like this, like trying to back away from them. And at one point, I order a drink, and I'm like, I feel like I can feel myself developing PTSD, and I turn around and I'm locked in to where I am, literally like a cage you put up so that your dog can't get out of a room, by two men on either side of a woman. And I asked the guy, like, hey, how much are you making?
Like mid-stroke?
No, prior to that. I guess, yeah, I should have added maybe like a sentence in between those two sentences. I asked the guy, like, how much are you making? $500. That's it. He makes $500 from that. I was like, how much does the girl make? He's like, $2,000.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's misandry, right?
Misandry.
Yeah.
Well, the guy later did famously get very Me Too'd.
The porn star did?
The male porn star.
Yeah. It's a weird industry, and now we've talked about OnlyFans a lot on this show too, where it's really good for women that want to get into porn.
They're
right
making
now.
way more money now,
and you're your own boss.
But back in the day, like Stormy Daniels probably making like as much as like a fucking like C-list actress in Hollywood, not C-list, like F-list actress in Hollywood.
Yeah, but Trump saw her and he was like, oh, the porn star. I bet I can have sex with her. What can I say to seal the deal? Oh yeah, I'll get you on my massively successful TV show. And so then he goes up to her room, and the two make love.
Which she says, I got to tell you, she says it was normal, which kind of blew my mind. And
I was disappointed.
I was really disappointed. But the way she said it, she was like, yeah, it was one position. His dick is normal. It was normal. He didn't say anything funky. And to me, I'm like, because Trump is not, whether you like Trump or dislike him, I think everyone could say he does not seem like a guy who really is like, he's horny in the sense that it's like he likes silk. I think he views sex as like a luxurious item, like it's something that's gold. But I don't think he actually enjoys it, as far as I can tell.
You think it's more like had sex, good for me? It's an ego boost?
It's great. No, it's just like having sex with a porn star is like a luxurious thing you can do, like wearing a silk robe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That checks out, but I was so disappointed to know that it was regular. Like I thought that there'd be something weird, or there's nothing normal about how he operates ever. He's his own person.
He's got a crazy bod too.
But at the end of the day, I guess we all just kind of fuck the same, right?
Is he natty?
No,
do you think Trump's natty?
We do not all fuck the same.
We don't.
The fact that she said his sex was normal is an indictment on his sex.
Wow.
I guess that's true. I would be insulted if somebody said, "Yeah, PFT fucks just normal."
It means it wasn't memorable. It was memorable because it was him. But if you ain't lay it down, then it was whatever.
Wait, think about it. How can we say Stormy Daniels' opinion of normal sex? She is a porn star. She probably has more sex with porn stars than regular people.
That's saying you banging for Trump can fuck right now. I just want you to let you know what side of the fence.
But like,
you think Trump can fuck? Billy, in your heart of hearts, do you think Trump can fuck good?
He cut me off mid-sentence to let me know that, hey, maybe we shouldn't believe Stormy Daniels on the stroke of Trump.
I think she's right, but maybe her perspective is like, her goalposts of normal are pretty above average. Because look, porn stars are athletes, I will say.
Arian, do you think Trump fucks normal?
What are we defining as normal?
It sounds like missionary. I'd say 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at cuz it's like, you know what I'm saying? He a heavier set dude. Like I don't feel like he's, very active in general. So what makes me think that he's active in the I've seen him dance. They don't really got no hips.
He doesn't have any
just
hips.
a pro tip out there for you fellas out there. Get the hips involved. Stop short stroking. But Yeah, I don't feel like he's very inclined to, and this is all speculation, obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
He is a heavyweight, but like, you know, heavyweight fighters can move.
Billy,
Tyson
This
Fury
is
can
twice
move.
now. I'm just saying that's twice now.
Someone's
Billy,
got
it's
to.
up me
Someone's
Billy,
got to.
Billy,
let
do you
me
think-
I mean,
know
come
that
on.
Trump
Billy,
can-
look into
Trump
your
got a
soul.
stroke.
Look
Yes,
into your soul.
Looking.
Do you think Trump fucks good? You know that he doesn't.
No, I don't give
Well,
a fuck. I just think.
To Billy's point, Bill Belichick always talks about like scouting players with big asses, that they're good athletes. You can tell
yeah.
if a guy's got a big ass, he's gonna be able to move. He's gonna be able to generate power.
Really?
Trump's got a big ass.
Trump has a.
This is a cultural thing too. Don't confuse fat with big. Like,
Yeah.
There's a difference between a fat ass and a big ass. It's very different.
You would say Trump is a fat ass.
He's just fat, not a fat ass. He's just
Okay.
fat.
He's fat,
He's not
yeah.
like, he don't got a fat ass. He's just fat.
He's really good at golf.
I would love to put a Hot Wheel on the tip of his ass and see.
I be
how
calling
far
Cap on
fast
that
it
shit
gets
too.
going
On
down.
that, he's good at golf shit. I've seen him play before.
Well, he did win the golf
I don't
tournament
know.
that
I don't
weekend.
know.
He did?
I don't know.
He did not.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
Well, that's because it wasn't on his home course. He always wins at his home course.
And also, he was drained from having sex.
having
They
sex.
use
yeah.
no condom. So this is something that's crazy to me about this,
He
right?
strikes me as a dude that like you ever play with a dude who doesn't play his ball as it lies, right? He'll move it around to get a favorable lie. He lies about strokes. He strikes me as one of those cats. When you play with those kind of dudes, like I don't know, like there's a difference between cats who shoot, and this is what I'm learning, right? Cats who shoot in the 80s and the 90s honorably, and then there's people who like finagle their way into the 90s and 80s, but they don't really
Yeah.
play by play it as it lies and honest with the strokes and shit like that. I play with dudes who clearly have a 9+ on the hole, and they'll be like, I got a 7. I'm like, money guy, I am counting your strokes, but it's your score, fam. Whatever.
He did get a hole in one on that one par 3 where I think he was golfing with Ernie Els. Remember the press release that came out last
Greatest
year?
press release of all
He
time.
put out a press release.
Oh, it's
Big T,
unreal.
can you,
Like,
can
yeah,
you pull
yeah,
up
yeah.
the press release? It's
Oh, I want Big T to read it though.
yeah, it's laugh out loud funny.
He also, I was gonna say, while I'm looking for this, he did something recently where he showed up to a golf tournament on Saturday and like entered it on Saturday, and the people had been playing for 2 days, and he was like, well, I scored like 78 and 74 the last 2 days on my own course, so we'll just count those. And he entered on Saturday in like first place, and then
that's legal in golf.
Dude, he doesn't give
so
a fuck.
here is Trump's press release from March 29th, 2022 on his hole-in-one. Many people are asking, so I'll give it to you now. It is 100% true. While playing with the legendary golfer Ernie Els, winner of 4 majors and approximately 72 other tournaments throughout the world, Gene Sowers, winner of Senior U.S. Open, Ken Duke, and Mike Goods, both excellent tour players, I made a hole-in-one. It took place at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on the 7th hole, which was playing 181 yards into a slight wind. I hit a 5-iron, which sailed magnificently into a rather strong wind with approximately 5 feet of cut, whereupon it bounced twice and then went clank into the hole. These great tour players noticed it before I did because their eyes are slightly better. But on that one hole only, their swings were not. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about it, quite exciting, and people everywhere seem to be asking for the facts. Playing with that group of wonderful, talented players was a lot of fun. The match was Ernie and me, with no strokes, against Gene, Mike, and Ken. I won't tell you who won because I'm a very modest individual, and you will then say I was bragging, and I don't like people who brag.
It's a masterpiece.
That's a press release.
That was his statement by Donald J. Trump.
My
45th
favorite
president.
part of it was the only credit that he gave to the professional golfers was that their eyes were so good
Slightly.
that they could see his ball go into the hole before he could.
Yeah,
But their swings were not. Their swings were not.
Oh, that's great. That's good
Wow.
stuff. So he did not win the Lake Tahoe golf tournament, but
No.
he still got the
only
ultimate hole.
The only hole he got, actually, he got many holes that weekend, unfortunately, because he had sex with Stormy Daniels. So they do have sex. They hang out for a few hours, talk about fucking the business. He's like asking her about being a porn actress. She's asking him about being, a reality TV guy, whatever.
I'm sure he was listening attentively.
Well, I kind of think he was in a weird way, because I think that's the only way he knows how to communicate with people. But like, I mean, I doubt he's listening attentively, but you know what I mean? Like I think he was genuinely like, those are the questions he's asking. They have sex. She splits. No, but here's the thing. This is crazy because the man thinks of himself as an athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
No condom, no NDA. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's a fucking rookie. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Happens to the best of us, man.
Billionaire, no condom, no NDA. His son had just been born a few months.
Happens all the time, man.
But she leaves. He calls up 3 other porn actresses who he met. They come. They don't fuck him. Damn. One leaves and he's like, "I'll give you 10K to fuck me." Like, text her, "I'll give you 10K to fuck." She says no, and then he flies out a 3rd chick, Karen McDougal, and they have sex.
What's her story?
She later broke up with Trump because she told Trump that her friend was dating a black guy, and Trump saying, "Oh, she likes the black dick," like over and over, and she was like, "That's too. I can't do this anymore."
That's crazy. So also that weekend, Ben Roethlisberger, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, was out at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah,
and I think was it the night after they had sex the first time? Donald Trump said he's like, "I got to go up to my hotel room. Ben, you take care of Stormy and make sure that you walk her to her hotel at the end of the night." And Big Ben was like, "Yes, sir, I absolutely will." So then Big Ben partied with Stormy Daniels and then walked her up to her hotel room at the end of the night. Didn't do anything, but he was just being a gentleman, as we know Big Ben can be. So that was how they fell in love. And then I think Donald kept stringing her along and saying like
18 months.
18 months. Yeah, we're gonna get you on the show. We're gonna get you on the show. Don't worry about it. And then they did it a second time, right?
I actually don't know if they ever had sex again, to be honest with you. I feel like they did, but I was looking at the stories again, and I'm like, I don't know if they did ever fuck again. I think they might have just like made out again, which is Trump making out is crazy.
That's so romantic.
That's so crazy. Could you picture that?
No, I honestly can't. I like using tongue.
You think his hands are going up like a xylophone or like a piano? Like he's like,
I think does he dry hump?
For sure, dry humps. Yeah.
So maybe he just had sex, and that's why he didn't want to have sex with her. Maybe he like fucked somebody else.
Yeah, he's
like, just so you know, I could have.
But he keeps telling her, "I'm going to get you on Celebrity Apprentice," but they don't want a porn actress on there. They don't want a porn actress on there. And then at the end of that 18 months, guess who goes on Celebrity Apprentice? One Jenna Jameson.
Oh.
Girlfriend of, what's his fucking name? Tito
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's how she comes on.
Yeah, so she gets the gig, and then Trump, he calls Stormy to apologize, right? And say, "I really wanted you on there."
Yeah.
But the powers that be wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
So then, she's a woman scorned, and then fast forward, 8 years? Well, she signed an NDA, right, with Cohen?
2011, she gives an interview to In Touch magazine where she describes Trump as having a, quote, normal penis. That interview, just like all the other interviews from like Trump's like many affairs, is like they do the catch and kill thing, right? Where they like pay for the rights to the interview and then they fucking delete the interview. Mm-hmm. Some shady shit with Trump's lawyers. They get and fast forward. That's 2011. 5 years later, 2016, 12 days before the election, Michael Cohen hits the line. Which, by the way, if you haven't heard, Michael Cohen is the fucking craziest podcast I've ever heard in my life.
We had him on the show.
He's a god, dude.
He's out there.
Could you imagine if I have a hatchet man? He's got to be slightly better than like an extra on The Sopranos. Like, I want my hatchet man to be the strong, silent type, not whatever Michael Cohen is.
A guy that you meet and you don't necessarily remember a week later.
Yeah, exactly.
A guy that lays low, but Cohen is a guy that sees memorable.
He's one of the most memorable human beings.
I think in a way he worked for Trump for so long that he deputized himself as being Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and so he took on some of that personality, and since he had the backing of Donald Trump behind him, he felt like he could act like Trump did on a regular basis. And Trump's the only guy that can act like Trump and get away with it.
Yeah.
Does anyone else think that Michael Cohen gives them like slimmer Chris Christie vibes?
Yes. Well, Cohen's slicker than Christie.
Maybe just in look.
They're just guys who both could eat a hot dog really easily. Billy, I think you should date Michael Cohen's daughter. Have you seen this? Google Michael Cohen daughter.
Michael Cohen daughter. There's actually a chance I know her already.
What the fuck?
I've got his number.
Where'd she go to high school?
I just got
she's
Santos'
from New York
number.
City.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to talk to that
I want
guy.
to talk to him so bad.
You think that right now Santos is in Congress running schemes on his fellow Congress people?
100%. He's doing like numbers games and shit in Congress. he's doing confidence schemes. He's like doing the cup thing in the halls of Congress. I know it, dude. A buddy of mine lost $200 of the fucking Chicago L train or the elevated train or whatever off a cup game. He lost $100 the first time, and then he got pissed and was like, "Let's do it again." And the second time, lost $100.
Who's that really old guy from Iowa? Grassley, right?
Yeah, Chuck Grassley. Oh my god!
I bet you Cohen has written himself into Grassley's will.
100%. I could convince Chuck Grassley I was his son in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to talk to that guy. Can we try to get Santos on the show?
George Santos, yeah.
Del Santos.
He gives me hope that I might still have a political career.
Dude, Billy, if Santos can get in there,
yeah,
I'll tell you this right now. If you ever decide to run for office on whatever platform, right? My politics aside, I will do everything I can. I will be your Osama.
Let's go. Just because, like, when you grow, like, you think like, oh, like now that we're in like content and stuff, you're like, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to be president. Like your whole life, you're like thinking in the back of the head, like, it's America. You could be president one day if you want to. He restored that, like,
yes,
I could be in politics and be president one day because that motherfucker who's a shithead did it.
That's the real hope poster.
Yeah.
It's like Santos.
It's
hope.
Santos.
Anybody can do anything.
He was married to a woman. That's the craziest part about it. And because that was not like, because he is sincerely gay, I believe.
Well, that's the gayest thing you can do.
For
Did you see married to a woman?
Straight up. But I'm like, I wondered what insane scam that was like the nexus of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He had either she had some family connections he wanted to get inside of.
Yeah.
Or he was scamming her at the time.
Yeah. The credit card skimming thing is so funny.
What's up with him? The skimming thing is ridiculous. But what's up with him and his fascination with like taking people's money for dogs?
The dog thing's crazy.
There's two separate dog things that he's been involved in.
I don't know, but I will say ripping off a veteran is got to be one of the classic pranks that you can ever do in America. I mean, that's been since the Revolutionary War. Yeah. Some of the country's biggest jokesters have been doing that.
Oh my god, they're the worst people ever.
Yeah.
So
fireworks.
So Stormy, he gave him like a PTSD dog or something, and then he tried to take the dog away.
Yeah.
And
I think he killed the dog. Maybe I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
The vet was trying to get the dog treated for some sort of sickness.
Yeah.
And Santos was like, "Well, I've got the best dog vet, so you just go to my guy." And then he like stole the dog from him.
Wait, ripping off vets? Are we talking about veterans or vets?
Veterans.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see how that gets
but
confusing because there's a
veterinarian.
Oh, there's a vet
too.
and a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably what made the whole thing so confusing to the veteran.
He's like, why would you're giving it to another vet?
Yeah, he's sharing the dog.
Yeah,
the dog's So Stormy gets the bad news, and then she talks to Cohen, who pays her $160,000,
$130K. Which, by the way, that's a low ball and a fucking half, dude.
I mean, that's probably one of the lowest payoffs.
130K.
I mean, I'm gonna go off here. The fact that this whole fucking thing about him getting arrested right now is about 130K of misappropriated funds compared to the mass amount of people who are on Epstein's flight list that definitely committed way worse crimes in that same district of New York court that's going after Trump is just leaving all of those people alone. Those like literal terrible people. I don't care what you think about Trump. They all should be in fucking jail. But the fact that this is going on and the powers that be are probably doing this.
Yeah.
So that they save their ass and they know that they're fucking guilty of some shit. This man had sex with a grown woman, like, and at the time it was consensual, but now this whole thing, they're like going after him for something that
she's still saying it's consensual.
Yeah, it's consensual. Like he had sex with a grown woman and Trump was the only fucking person who was talking about Epstein's Island on record on all these shows. Like he was like at the CPAC Awards talking about how the Clintons and the island, and we now know in like fucking.
Wait,
like,
but
Trump was boys with Epstein.
Yeah,
he was boys with Epstein's, but he was like being
I don't
he's
think-
a fucking bad
Listen,
guy. He kicked him like he knew he may have bumped shoulders with him and been acquaintances.
I think they
but
were. I think they were a little bit closer than that.
Because Trump's whole thing is Trump loves models, right?
Trump loves grown ass women, and that's something I appreciate
I will
about
say,
him.
I don't think. I mean, again, I don't know, but I don't think that Trump likes young girls.
He's
right?
a boob guy.
He's a boob.
You
guy.
need to
He
be
is a boob
mature
guy.
to get
He's
that
a
growth.
boob guy. But when Epstein didn't just pimp out, young girls, right? There were women, fully adult women, that were in his sort of orbit as well. And I definitely think they rubbed shoulders in where that.
And it's pretty clear from a lot of interviews that Trump gave at the time that he knew what Epstein was up to. Also,
For sure, they all did.
That one quote where he was like, my friend Jeff, he's he's a lover of the ladies, and a lot of people say he likes them on the young side.
Yeah.
So
So he knew
told
exactly.
everybody.
So he's not.
He was the only one. Fucking
That's
Tom,
not telling everybody.
No, but Tom Hanks is fucking America's father, and he was fucking there, and he knows what was going on. But
Was
you don't
Tom,
hear.
was Tom
Hanks
on
was
the-
there?
Wasn't Tom Hanks there?
No.
So this is where
That's
Billy
a-
gets.
That's still a whataboutism, bro.
Wait. Tom
Hanks. I gotta say, I have
Tom
no love
Hanks,
for Tom Hanks. I
Epstein
don't
flight
think
logs.
Tom Hanks was there.
Yeah, see, Billy, right now Billy's doing a Tom Hanks Epstein logs, which is going to turn up many hilarious websites.
Yeah, it's definitely 'cause Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Tom Hanks got Billy.
No, you know what? I mixed up. America's father, Bob Saget, was on the island.
Saget was
What?
there.
Bob Saget.
What? Are you sure? Again, I'm
man.
not.
Don't go over 2, Bill.
Damn.
I don't know if Saget was there.
Yeah, Billy,
Saget.
Do the sound.
Saget's a crazy guess for the pedo island. I
Billy,
gotta say.
yeah.
Billy, do the sound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
They were both on the fake list that goes
Okay,
around
there
social
you go.
media.
All right.
There it is.
Yep. Remember when Tom Hanks hosted Saturday Night Live and everybody was like, he's doing this from a prison cell?
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
wild.
well, so have we considered that? Has Trump maybe been arrested in secret and has an ankle monitor? He might be in Guantanamo Bay as we speak.
That's a possibility. I said, I think it was like a year ago on the show that Trump should be, we should just tell him that he's president, and we should set up a reality show around Trump in office.
100 would be incredible.
And then-
it makes everyone happy.
Yeah, everyone, you get to watch him on TV and he doesn't actually control anything.
Yeah.
That's really what we
literally
want.
everyone, including him, is happy.
Yeah, so Billy, Trump knew what was going on with Epstein. So let's not, we shouldn't make it seem like Trump was the only crusader that was brave enough to take on
Yeah.
Jeffrey
He's the
Epstein
only
and
one who
his
mentioned
pedophiles.
it. He's probably
yeah.
the first person who's mentioned it in record since.
No, I mean there were active investigations that
he was
that
the
were
only one
going
who
on.
testified, who offered to
He didn't
testify.
testify.
But in the original case back in 2004,
2007.
2007,
Yeah.
he was the only one who offered to testify. So I think he's the one who's taken the most action out of all those people.
Well,
who
he didn't
knew-
take any action.
Didn't he? I mean, he kicked him out of
Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, because he tried to fuck his friend's wife. It wasn't, to be clear, even Trump hasn't said that he kicked him out because of the kid stuff. He's
Right.
like, he kicked him out. Actually, it's two things. There's rumors that he like fucked with Trump in a real estate deal, and that he tried to fuck one of Trump's friends' wives.
Yeah, I could see both those as being reasons for Trump to write him off.
100%.
Way ahead of the trafficking stuff.
the 16-year-old girl, he didn't care. Yeah.
He also said,
So I got a question about the island. So is it confirmed to everybody that has been on his flight? I don't know shit about this.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
really
yeah.
care like that. But so is it confirmed to everybody who has been on the flight logs or on the island is involved with child pornography?
Not everybody, but because there's a few people, right? Like the dude from The Simpsons, Matt Groening.
yeah,
He was on the flight logs, which is crazy. But the Virginia Giuffre, like one of the main victims, she's like, nothing happened with him. Like Epstein maybe give him a foot rub non-sexually, which is still weird. I'm not taking a foot rub from any 16-year-old girl under any circumstances.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bill
Bill Gates, Chris Tucker, Kevin Spacey, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. That's why Chris Tucker's not in that many movies.
RF.
Chris Tucker's only been in like 6 movies ever.
yeah. They're all bangers.
They all fucking rock.
How does that
dude.
get him enough clout to go to Epstein's island?
Because Chris
Man,
Tucker,
you
Kevin
seen
Spacey.
Rush Hour.
I know,
Friday,
but-
what you mean?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you-
Fifth Element,
Like, why
right?
didn't Jackie Chan?
Fifth Element he goes crazy in Fifth
He's
Element.
really good
But
at that.
my thing is, with Tucker and Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epstein took a trip to Africa in the 90s to do AIDS awareness. Now, think of that group of dudes, and Ghislaine Maxwell, of course. Think of that group of dudes. Chris Tucker, Kevin Spacey, Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You're doing it's like a Carnival Roadshow of AIDS.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
like, look,
we're
bringing,
introducing it.
We're bringing all the freaks over here.
Yeah.
You better be careful or you'll end up like us.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Didn't Kevin Spacey he got in trouble because he was with like a 16-year-old boy or some shit, right?
Yeah. Kevin Spacey has grabbed every 16-year-old boy's ass who's ever gotten in front of a talent scout in Hollywood. Yeah,
That's
he is
crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
Oh, I watched. Have y'all seen the documentary on Jared from Subway?
No, I need to watch that.
I really want to watch that.
Wild, dog. I mean, maybe we could do an episode on it, but it is that dude was a fucking clown, dog. Oh my god, he's just a pervert of all perverts, dog.
Yeah, the big pants.
Weirdo shit.
Yeah.
Look at Jared.
Yeah.
Look at these giant pants that this fat ass used to wear until he started eating our sandwiches.
Yo, they really tried to claim. The crazier part was like they tried to claim because like he used to be like really fat, and then he went on the Subway diet. So that story was true.
Ozempic.
But they claimed that because he stopped eating as a coping mechanism because he used to get bullied all the time because he used to like. That was that's how he dealt with it. So he stopped eating it, and his vice turned into child
babies.
What a fucking jump, fam!
Well, that's actually the fucking dude. Harvey
From
Milk.
Burgers to babies.
Yeah.
Harvey Milk. Dan White shot the mayor and Supervisor Harvey Milk in San Francisco. He didn't get off, but he got like a crazy reduced sentence because one of the big things his lawyer argued was that he was depressed and was eating so many Twinkies that it fucked. It's called the Twinkie defense.
Yeah.
That it fucked with his brain chemistry.
Makes sense.
And like that he crawled in through a basement window at City Hall and shot 2 people because of that.
It's a genius defense.
Jesus. That's why Ozempic is.
If you want to get out of jail for shooting somebody, you either say I ate too much processed
food,
food,
I ate too little,
or too little,
yeah,
or I'm obsessed with Jodie Foster. And
that's true.
And then that can work too.
Yeah.
That guy was a pedophile too, right? Hinckley,
he hit me up recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or like one of Hinckley's people hit me up.
He's out. He's writing songs.
He is. He's having trouble playing shows. But yeah, one of Hinckley's people, which you don't want to be one of Hinckley's people. I'm sorry. It's cool that he did that, although kind of hard. My thing is, if you're going to shoot a guy from that close and he doesn't die, kind of on you, bro.
Yeah, you got to eat your sentence.
Kind of, bro. Yeah. You kind of got to take that on the chin.
So yeah, Jodie Foster, she was like 13 at the time.
I think
14.
so. Very young. Yeah.
But yeah, Billy, back to your point about Trump. I think we can agree that Trump is not. He's not a crusader against. He's not being punished right now for trying to prosecute Epstein because he could have told his attorney general to just re-examine the case against Epstein.
It all came out under his presidency.
No. This goes way back.
It can't. I mean, he did one of his Jim Acosta, who he hired for Secretary of Labor. His first Secretary of Labor pick was literally the guy who made the crooked deal with Epstein.
But remember what he commented on it, that he said that he thought he was intelligence. He was told that Epstein was intelligent.
Yeah, but he still did it.
Yeah.
Billy on the Q boys, man.
Yeah, so Billy, this goes directly to your
Saget
point.
Thing was a cute thing. Sorry.
This goes
Q hate for some reason. Q being on people hate Tom. I have no love for Tom Hanks.
I just always assumed that the reason they hated Tom Hanks was because he was on the island.
I mean,
that's why.
Why don't you have no love for Tom? He's one of, if not the greatest actor of all time.
Well, because I'm just
His
like,
son's
he's a fine
dweeb,
actor,
but he's fucking amazing.
His son is a dweeb.
He's kind of the Hunter Biden of that family.
Colin Hanks?
No, Chet Hanks.
The other dude. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He would be a good rough and rowdy fight.
I heard some funny shit that I heard he just someone I know used to see him sometimes in LA, and he would just like be sitting on a motorcycle in all black smoking cigarettes, which is such a funny image to be that dude. But I gotta say, he is. That dude's a dork.
The White Boy Summer merch that was put out in like the most racist
font like, I've ever seen in my life.
Like Arian Brotherhood tattoo font.
So crazy to do it like that.
Yeah, but so again, Billy, Trump not fighting for justice against Epstein, that didn't happen. Billy, I know that you've read some things online. I'd like you to absorb this piece of information that Trump as president could have done things to prosecute Epstein, and he chose not to.
Well, Trump's attorney general's father might have been the person who hired Epstein for his very first job at the Dalton School here in, which is fuck. I also have Trump.
I know some wild shit about that.
And his dad's. I have his dad's science fiction book he wrote called Space Relations about space sex slaves.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who, Barr's dad?
Yeah. Barr's dad also in the OSS.
Sex slaves.
Space sex slaves, like sex slaves it's been a while.
That might have been Slaughterhouse-5 fanfic.
What, you think so?
Billy Pilgrim, he gets kidnapped, and he has like all these wet dreams and shit about him being extraterrestrial and like fucking people.
It's kind of like you kind of got a Billy Pilgrim thing going on.
Who's that?
You need to read Slaughterhouse-5, Billy.
Did you go to middle school?
Slaughterhouse-5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Vonnegut.
What is it about?
Great writer.
Did I read it and I didn't remember the title because I just read the
That's the one thing
plot.
that you wouldn't forget. Is
My
like
dad
a pretty
hung
memorable
out
title.
with Vonnegut once, which he said it was sick. Vonnegut was really depressed at the Republican National Convention in Detroit, I think it was, or Democratic National. I think it might have been Republican National Convention, and Vonnegut was really depressed and like drinking himself to death and quit drinking that weekend.
That was the one. That was the one. Was he trying to do Leaving Las Vegas for Detroit?
I think he was kind of trying to do a Leaving Las Vegas, yeah. And my dad was like, I don't like. He just got some big dude he knew named like Tex in a cowboy hat, who was sober to come talk to Kurt Vonnegut and like
straighten him out. Well, thank you for your service, Tex.
Yeah, wherever you are now.
So Billy, just absorb this.
Okay, he's not some crusader against Epstein.
Correct. But
I think
he is though.
But I think that his crimes that we all know about probably weigh way less than the rest of people in Washington combined.
He killed Qasem Soleimani in Iraq.
Who?
So this is my thing.
Trump killed a man?
Trump killed a dude. Well, Trump killed a bunch of people bombing and shit, but
Trump,
one guy in particular.
as president.
As president.
Okay, but come on, his kill count compared to Obama?
His kill count's like the same as Obama.
Did Billy wake up in conservative land? What the fuck, fam? I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not an Obama fan at all, really, but especially when it comes to drone strikes. Dude. But like everything that you arguing against is just like, but what about? Like, you just banging for Trump right now. I'm curious. I didn't know you was the biggest fan of.
No, Obama definitely he started. He was like the OG of the drone movement,
right?
And he made it legal to kill American citizens overseas using drones.
Yeah.
Which is until then, that's like everybody was like, wait, this is extremely unconstitutional.
There's an interesting case, this guy in Yemen who Obama killed half his family, and then Trump killed the other half, including women and children. And so both of them. And so it's like really, that's just what they do. But Qasem Soleimani, fucking like the most respect. He was not only a general, but he was like a statesman in Iran, right? Like they loved his ass. He was
that guy.
And then he was on his way. He was, I think, going through Iraq, I believe, to Saudi Arabia, which are famously enemies with Iran, to try to, talk a little bit. America, Israel fucking blow his ass up at the airport, and then they made a Call of Duty level about it.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
like their guy. That's like one of their like top like patriotic heroes, right? And it was funny because there was like this quote. I mean, it might be apocryphal, but this quote that came out of Iran after that. Like, we don't even know who to kill in retaliation. Like SpongeBob SquarePants. Like, who are the American heroes?
The equivalent. I remember when he was killed, everybody was saying that this is a bad guy. This is a guy that like was in charge of terrorist attacks and things like that. I don't know enough about the case to know exactly what he was or wasn't doing. So he's a general in the Irani
IRGC, but like it's not the Iranian army, but it's like the equivalent of the army that they have there.
Is it like a secret police type thing?
No, he's like a straight up general with like medals and shit.
Would this be like killing like Marcus Luttrell, the lone survivor
It
guy?
would be like killing lone survivor. Well, no,
probably the guy who killed Osama.
Those guys need to shut the fuck up about it. I get it. You shot a guy with kidney disease, okay? People do that everywhere in the world all the time. I'm telling you, you put me in the Osama compound the night it happened, anyone could have killed Osama that night. What's he gonna do, dude? He's like 65. You could beat the fuck out of us that night?
Oh, anyone could beat the shit out of him. But there's like hostage situation stuff that we probably couldn't get right. Didn't he have his wife in front of him?
Oh yeah, he had many wives in that complex, right? And so one of them charged at the Navy SEALs.
I think human shields.
That's a woman who doesn't need NDA.
Stormy Daniels would never.
That's just, yeah, exactly.
I wish that we had just recovered more files from Bin Laden's computers.
Oh yeah, Stardew Valley. Didn't he play Stardew Valley or some game like that? No, Animal Crossing. Some like child's game.
He probably had Stormy Daniels porn in the compounds. Didn't he have like
He had a
insane
crazy amount of porn.
I always am like, that shit has to be a psyop because there's too much American shit on there. You know what I mean? But he had crazy shit on there.
I love
he had some memes. He had some fire memes on there.
The funniest stuff was all the 9/11 conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah.
He was probably pissed off reading that. He's like, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, it's hilarious when we read like rumors about Barstool. I tend to read them as a chuckle. So like that's honestly been the biggest proof to me that he did 9/11 is that he's like reading it like laughing to himself.
Yeah. I know exactly what I do the same way. When people say I'm this, like people make up like conspiracy theories about me being in the CIA.
No, you are.
I mean, I do. I'm ATF.
Yeah.
The ATF is such a funny such a funny agency.
All right, so Stormy Daniels.
So
she actually, it was almost like the NDA was an asset almost because the National Enquirer paid her for the rights to her story.
No, that was the other girl, I think.
Was it? Let's see.
Maybe it was through Stormy.
Yeah, the National Enquirer. Oh, that was you're right. My mistake. That was Karen McDougal. So the National Enquirer paid the rights for her story for $150,000, but it was Catch and Kill. They got her story and then they didn't publish it because the publisher of the National Enquirer, Trump's best friend.
Yeah.
And so then Trump purchased, or Cohen on behalf of Trump purchased the rights to the NDA of the McDougal agreement for $125,000. So it was a depreciating asset.
You can get rights to someone's NDA?
Yeah. You can sell it. It's an asset.
If you've ever had sex with Jared Leto, please hit my cell phone. I will buy that NDA. I guess you probably can't sell it. It would be Jared Leto that sells it.
Jared, yeah, if he has you could buy it from Jared Leto.
That is a guy, what's up with him? There's some shit about that guy.
What type of shit?
Every kind of shit that you can possibly think of.
I mean, he's a weirdo. Do you remember?
Is he involved in a church or something?
He's got his own church,
yeah,
which is never a good sign.
No.
Definitely.
And it seems to be made entirely of women. And they go to Croatia and wear white robes. But he also lives in a old... If you ever read that book, Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon, he lives in one of the, I think the air monitoring station in Laurel Canyon, former Air Force thing. And he's got a gym 3 stories underground, all Joker posters.
Well, yeah, you remember when he was the Joker, all those stories that came out of him being totally method actor behind the scenes.
Just the worst Joker.
The bad Joker.
Notoriously the worst Joker.
He used to leave used condoms in people's like storage
just like containers. The Joker would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does anyone play the Joker? It's literally the only guy who's came out of it like decent is Jack Nicholson. Yeah. I don't even think
Have you ever seen clips from that? They're going viral on TikTok right now, like that Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. It's the most ridiculous.
It's so good.
Thing of like, there's one where the Joker was in prison and he's playing baseball, and they're like, the guards are like, "Wow, look at the Joker! Like, who would have thought he'd ever be playing baseball with the fellas?" And then the next scene is just a cloud of smoke. He was pitching. It's just a cloud of smoke on the pitcher's mound, and then a gigantic spring shoots up out of the ground, and the Joker catapults out of the prison. They're like, the Joker got us again.
So good.
It's hysterical.
I think one of the reasons why Jack Nicholson was so good in The Departed was because he had
been the Joker,
the crazed Joker, like the Joker edge, gave him a whole different level in The Departed, which kind of Whitey Bulger had an MK Ultra level.
Exactly.
Like I think that's why like that same sort of crazed person.
Yeah.
But any dude who idolizes the Joker, they give me that's the
bad
biggest
vibes,
red flag.
Although you remember when the most recent Joker
way more than Batman, by the way.
Dude,
Batman.
I was in an acting class once, and there was 4 dudes who all did a Joker monologue and did the paint, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?"
My daddy was a crazy
and
man.
I was like, it was like an elective. I had to do like an arts to fulfill a requirement. I'm just in there like, I'm like, what's a cool scene? And then like just 4 dudes all trying to be the Joker, and I was like
Billy, could you do
he's not
Joker?
mainstream. I'm not gonna do the Joker.
Could you do? You can't do Joker monologues.
Just
from
give me
Dark
a
Knight?
you want
A lot
to
of
know how I
people
got
saying
these
you can't.
scars?
I don't want to. I think if you
Billy,
try
just
to,
A lot of
ask
people
me if
saying
I
you
want to know
wouldn't be
how you
good.
got these scars. Billy,
I don't think I could do it, dude. It's
You can do it.
Billy,
It just
you
weirds
don't have
me
to
out
do
doing
it in a voice. You can just ask.
Ask me how I got these stars.
Oh.
You flubbed the line. You're worst Joker ever.
I don't want to be a good Joker.
Yeah, a lot of people. I'm hearing people saying you can't.
That's the most
yeah,
jokery thing
yeah,
that you could
exactly.
I'm
say.
hearing people say you can't do it.
I don't think you
don't
could
wanna
do
be
the
a Joker.
Joker. Okay, cool.
I could do Batman.
That was not bad. Can you do Bane?
I was born in the dark.
You know who can
Bane,
do the Joker here? Tommy Smokes.
Oh yeah, that
dude,
creeps me
come
out
on.
too.
He's too good at it.
Should we try to go grab
No,
it? He's crazy
No,
good
dude,
at it.
I don't understand why I saw him
Yeah,
do
Big
it.
T, can you grab him?
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
I'll see.
That creeps me out, bro.
You remember when the most recent Joker came out with Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
and America was told that it was going to start the incel
Mass-
revolution?
Yeah, the mass
Oh, yeah.
shootings.
People were like,
That was definitely a viral marketing
for
campaign.
sure had to be.
It
yeah.
might have been HuffPo. Somebody did a review of it that said we refuse to give a rating because giving a high score to this movie might start an incel war.
But he like almost gets a little bit of poontang in it. Oh no, he imagines that, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
it
making
was-
a second Joker.
With Joaquin?
Yeah.
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Really?
My thing is they should make a penguin, like a gritty penguin, and have it kind of be like what's that fucking movie with Adam Sandler, the jewelry? How do I not remember it? Uncut Gems. They should do like a sort of, but he's like one of the jewelers there, and it's just the penguin, like sort of origin story, but nothing really that criminal happens. It's just like tax fraud and stuff.
He's just the worst gambler
It's
ever.
just like he's just like
Turns
he's
him
just
into a
like you know
supervillain.
he's just kind of like a Jewish guy. You know, he sells watches, Diamond District, and you know he does like tax fraud.
What about the Riddler? Could we do a gritty reboot of the Riddler?
Racist.
You could be the Riddler.
He would have to be
Oh.
racist.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
You think so?
That's the
isn't
guy
there
with
a
gritty. You
guy?
can get it.
Isn't there a guy who goes on Omegle who pretends to be the Riddler?
Why are you asking? I'm 33.
No, I'm just one. There's like I saw a viral video once of a guy pretending to be the Riddler, and he was racist on
He was.
Omegle.
That's how. Because every other question you're gonna ask somebody is just a normal question, except racist questions. Because that's the only questions people don't really want to answer.
Do you know about the guy? I think his name is Matthew Lesko, the guy that wears the suits.
Yeah.
That guy could be the Riddler. He already gives me Riddler vibes. Or the guy from HQ Trivia.
Bane. Bane's origin story. I love.
He's in the hole.
He's just in a prison.
I see. I came out of a hole too when I was born.
Yeah.
Good point.
Actually, I was C-section.
Is that a metaphor? Well,
Everyone's been trapped
you were in
somewhere.
a pit.
I was in a pit, and I did come out.
Yeah, you
I was like
climbed your way out.
Kilroy, looking out.
Down in a hole, Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
You're an
like,
Alice in Chains guy.
I fucking ripped that when I'm. There was a time
If it's
when
good
I was-
workout music,
when I
Billy's
was
into it.
19, that was like when I was moving the most weight of my life and listening to Alice in Chains.
That's
and
it.
Me and the boys
moving
like.
the most weight. Billy was moving weight.
No, I was like, dude, when you're putting like 475 pounds on your back trying to squat,
How many kilos?
So fucking rooster, like that. Like you're not gonna die at the under 475 pounds. That was like
You
my
can squat
dopamine
475. Is that
way back
Arian,
in the
is
day.
that a lot?
Back in the day.
I've never been into squatting. I always thought it was pretty stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, it was sort of just. It was in the time. It was just like trying to put on. It was stupid, but like rooster trying to like max squat to rooster when the beat drops. That was probably the highest dopamine level of my life, and it probably damaged my receptors.
I think that's why kids today just
Peaked at
aren't.
19.
They're not as strong. They're because they don't have Godsmack to listen to in the gym.
Yeah, Stained.
Oh yeah.
mumble rap is hurting gains.
It's not only mumble rap. 'Cause to me, I'm out there every day in the gym. Trainer,
Megan Trainor.
Megan Trainer, start to finish.
I think
and I'm in there, and I'm lifting a weight or two, and it's just Trainer blasting. Of course, I bring the Bluetooth speaker because my ears get sweaty from headphones, so I'm blasting from this Bluetooth, and of course I plug in the subwoofer too because it's Megan. And it's just I can't. It's like no, I get no juice from it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Megan Trainor telling you it's okay to be big.
Yeah,
That's not good workout.
and I'm like,
music.
it is okay to be big, but I want to be big in the way that like Billy is.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
not
we
big
all?
anymore. Rick Ross is also.
You're looking a little.
I'm looking bad right now. I haven't been able to work out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you look horrible.
Oh,
I know.
Did you hear the Rick Ross news that came out this week?
What?
How about the bisons?
Yeah, so he's got a bunch of
Bisons?
he's got buffalo that live
Bison
that live on his ranch, and he's got all sorts of animals. And the neighbors keep calling the cops on him because his bison get out of the fence. And so he put out these videos being like, if you see my bison, just feed them an apple or a carrot. They're really friendly. So it's Rick Ross out with these giant bison, just like being like the crocodile hunter of Montana.
I love how his story, where he's at, like
he's living the dream.
just on a ranch.
That's great.
I want to hear him make some music about his current state of life, like because
he's probably working out. He's probably moving weight.
no, he's probably
moving weight.
like loving my cattle out on the farm.
Yeah, he's got a great gig going.
I got a 2-ton bison.
All right, so Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels.
She
is taking Trump. So they pay the NDA $130K. 2 years later, she sues to get the NDA offer back. And she's represented by one Michael Avenatti.
Oh,
Do you remember that fucking guy?
Is he in jail?
He's in prison.
Oh, is he
long-
really?
long time.
Because he was doing a whole bunch of shady stuff.
I think he told Nike that he was going to make them seem racist if they didn't give him $25 million, which is such a funny thing to do.
Yeah, he's in prison for
extorting Nike.
Oh, yeah, he's just
That was with the FBI thing, right?
What do you
The FBI college basketball case. I think that's what it had to do with.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
that dude. Remember, for a brief moment, he was going to run for president and beat Trump. That was his whole thing. He's like, I'm the guy that can take him down.
I loved how that guy just was so diabolically narcissistic.
Yes.
It was so funny. He was
So
like,
funny.
It's me, I'm the savior.
Yeah.
And everybody knew it from the get-go.
He had a
too.
catchphrase, basta.
Oh yeah, basta.
Basta.
He was so Italian.
He was one of the funkiest white boys besides Michael Cohen in the game.
He was so Italian. He's like, how are you going to beat Trump? Well, I'm Italian.
There was
Okay.
only one man who could have matched Michael Avenatti's vibe, and it was Anthony Scaramucci.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, the
I
only
met his son. Speaking of mumble rap, his son is a mumble rap music video guy in L.A.
Oh,
No
good,
way.
Good for him.
Yeah.
The Mooch,
The Mooch.
absolute legend.
Yeah.
So-
I saw him at a thing once, and my buddy was like, "That's Anthony Scaramucci's son. He also calls himself the Mooch."
I mean, that guy, like the Mooch and Avenatti were definitely cut from the same cloth.
100%.
They're the same person.
Same guy.
Yeah, they
They should hook up.
Built different.
They saw.
Two roads diverged.
Yeah, no, they both did the same thing where they saw a way to attach themselves to whatever was happening in the news. Let's make money off it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Italian mob mentality control thing split off a couple of years ago because they used to all be Democrats, like Cuomo.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if the Cuomos, grew up nowadays, they would 100% not align with the left because, as we saw, they got self-cannibalized by the ideology they were pushing.
Yeah.
It was the best way for them to maintain power underneath old Union Democratic, like JFK Democratic type politics. Like all the old,
Fredo's rebranding now.
like all the.
He's got a podcast. Have you heard it?
Cuomo?
Chris Cuomo, Fredo.
Yeah. Yeah, Cuomo. Oh, wait, Chris Cuomo was not that was Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo. Yeah.
He was-
Chris,
he was
yeah.
perverted,
Andrew Cuomo
not
is now. Andrew Cuomo is now in charge of lobbying for Israel. Not in charge, but he was doing lobby. He's doing like a non-Jewish lobbying for Israel organization, which is so funny. He must be so hard up. And yeah, Cuomo's got a pod.
Yeah, he's got a new pod out where he's making the rounds, trying to atone for his sins. So I guess he got kicked off CNN because he was going behind the scenes to
And being like,
don't talk about my brother.
yeah,
This story's
and he
not
was
true.
advising his brother.
I
Yeah.
bet he was threatening people like he was in a mob
100%.
at CNN. Like, don't you ever talk about my fucking
He's like,
brother again.
let me in, I'll cut off your fucking balls if you say one word about my fucking brother.
That dude was so
La
pumped to get
Familia?
COVID. He was like the first
He
news
loved
guy to
getting
get COVID. So he was like,
so juiced.
this is going to be great. I'm going to go on every show and talk about my personal experience with. That's how you know somebody's a narcissist, if they make them having COVID seem like a massive
Interesting.
deal or an
Yes,
interesting.
yes, yeah,
like
yeah.
a disease that everybody in America has had, and they're like, no, but now it's really affecting America.
He kind of a quirky Cuomo. He was like Cuomo, COVID.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He was in the basement,
Oh,
right?
dude, and then he was outside with his family. It turns out some guy saw him outside with his family.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So she like laid into him, and then like he got into a fight with the guy.
He had
that's the funniest thing
he had like
ever.
medium COVID, so he tried to act like he was getting long COVID, I think, so he would have it for a while. But then he's like, well, what's the appropriate amount of time for me to have this without it actually, like without it affecting my career?
Rules for
I'll do
thee,
it for,
not for
I'll do
me.
it for like a month and a half, 2 months. I'll be the COVID guy. Oh, I'm better now, so it wasn't actually long COVID.
Yeah.
It's so funny that fucking Andrew Cuomo was like Mussolini dictatorship, like keeping everybody safe, Cuomo-sexuals,
Yeah,
and then they're
Cuomo-sexual.
like, "Oh man, this guy's getting too much power.
Yeah,
Let's
they
fucking
just-
cap his ass."
In 2 seconds. Do you remember that poster he made? That was like the mountain of COVID.
Yeah,
It was the crazy. It's like he made the poster. My buddy got a copy of it. It's fucking incredible. He was genuinely like, because Eric Adams, I respect Eric Adams because he seems like he might like be a little,
rational.
no, like,
Crazy.
no,
Off.
yeah, like he's special, like a little bit. Like,
Neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent. Like if you see him speak, he like seems like maybe like there's some things that aren't all there and stuff, and he lies in a weird way. Like he lies about stuff he like doesn't have to lie about. And I'm like, that's a good, like, I'm glad Eric Adams is in there because like now that Cuomo's out, we need a new like freak, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Hochul's not a freak enough.
that's
I heard Hochul's a freak.
Hochul could be a freak.
that's really rule one of being mayor of New York. You have to like love getting punished by people. You
Yeah.
have to love everyone hating you.
I remember
No.
I went to Reno because I was like canvassing for Bernie Sanders, and someone was like, "Oh, Bill De Blasio's here. Like, do you want to meet him?"
motherfucker?
And I was just like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
There was like 3 people that actually like wanted to be in a room with Bill De Blasio. Like nobody. It was like tons of volunteers. Everyone was like, "Nah."
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He's a weird guy.
Slippery, kills groundhogs.
Yeah.
I actually, back in my younger days, was part of one of my first protests. Was Bill De Blasio wasn't giving out snow days. And there was a walkout. Oh my! And this is, let me tell you, no. He was.
This is Billy's political
no.
awakening.
This was. It's actually well recorded. He wasn't giving out snow days, and he wasn't plowing certain parts of the city at the same time.
Interesting.
So we
Billy's like, "I'll take
there was
over."
a walkout with several
Wait,
schools.
but Billy wanted him to not plow his
whole
part of the
thing,
city,
yeah, so there could be
he
snow
could get
days.
more snow days. It wasn't
Yeah.
that certain neighborhoods were getting thrown on the bus.
It was just like, give us the fucking snow
get
days.
me off
But
school.
De Blasio
Why are you
was trying
plowing
to,
my neighborhood so much?
he was trying to show that like his system was better than Bloomberg's. And say what you want about Bloomberg, great fucking mayor.
Was he?
Kinda.
I don't think so.
He got shit done in the city that is now not getting done.
I think
so.
that
Looking back, it's like George W. Bush. That was a deal.
I think that if you had grown up in the Bloomberg era, you would have hated Bloomberg too.
No, but like people forget about how bad George Bush was, but like now they're like they look back.
Oh,
You know
I
what
see
I'm
what you're saying. I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
you were
not
saying
saying
George Bush
I'm
was
not saying
good.
like George Bush was awesome.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
But
yeah.
like people forget about how bad Bloomberg was because of De Blasio. But like looking back, it's like we got a lot of snow days under Bloomberg. Like he tried to take away soda, but like as a child, the issues that mattered to me.
Because you're a jock. You were like sodas.
No. I was that was during my kid years where I was going to the movies and buying the giant sodas.
It's more
Like,
cost effective.
the first freedom of going to the movies and buying whatever candy you wanted, and then Bloomberg was trying to take sodas, and it didn't get implemented when I was at that, but like when the snow days hit, I remember all the kids like in the public schools were like getting pissed he wasn't giving snow days, and we all like protested and had to walk out.
That
And then they like
rules.
some schools ended up canceling because even though they weren't giving the full school like snow day because they just couldn't actually get there.
Incredible.
Did it work?
Yeah, they ended up canceling school in some of the places. It wasn't the citywide mandate that the mayor has to command, but like some individual schools ended up giving snow days.
Now you
But,
don't
like,
get
we didn't
snow
find
days.
out the
You have
day
to go to
before.
Zoom class, which is
Yeah.
it's messed up.
That's fucked up.
It's so bad. Like if I was a parent, fuck. I mean, I guess snow days aren't that great if you're a parent because you have to figure out childcare and all that stuff. But still, every kid should have snow days. Where
100%.
A day.
We didn't have them.
You didn't have them?
We don't have snow in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for
makes sense.
latchkey kids, like snow days, like where your kids are going on a snow day. If you're
I
a
learned-
parent,
I
they're
learned-
going to the sledding hill and they're sledding.
I learned
Yeah.
more about the world on snow days than I ever did
Oh
in school.
yeah.
That's where you start to get in trouble. It's purely unsupervised time off.
Smoke cigs.
You smoke your first cig.
Snowball fights.
You snowball fight.
Like committing assault, technically.
You throw snowballs at cars, run away from it.
Like vandalism.
Maybe go to a girl's house.
Oh, my favorite snowball. Yeah, I can get away with this. City buses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of people sleeping against the window on city buses, and city buses don't stop if you hit them with a snowball. So just getting a snowball and aiming for the people sleeping against the window of the city buses and waking them up and then freaking out was the funniest prank we played.
It's an insurrection against the city of New York. You're attacking civic buses, Billy.
No.
Statute of limitations still open on that.
I was a minor.
Speaking of statute of limitations, though, check out this segue. Stormy Daniels. Michael Cohen pays the $130K, and he's like, Trump, just pay me back later, right? Which, by the way, he takes out a line of credit on a mortgage for that. I'm like, you don't want to be doing that for another man.
Yeah.
You know?
On his own
His own
house.
His own house.
He took out a line of credit on his own home against the value of his own home on the promise that Trump would pay him back for paying off this porn star.
Correct.
He doesn't sound like a very good lawyer.
Does not seem like well, he also immediately turned on Trump when he got in trouble. So
yeah.
He's a pretty bad lawyer. But that seems to be where the problem is, right? Because it's 2016, 12 days before the election, and because he paid out of his own pocket, that's technically an in-kind donation that's over the $2,700 federal limit, right?
Because the payment was ostensibly to get Trump elected or to prevent him from not getting elected.
Exactly.
President.
Because like if he had done that, because Trump has probably paid out an unspeakable amount of money to women to have them not be like he has a normal dick, right? I would be thrilled, by the way, if a woman went on record and said my dick was normal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, greatest day of my life.
I have a question for Arian. Is the $136,000 figure to pay off a woman? Have you ever heard of higher numbers in like with athletes or any such thing, or is that like commonplace?
I've heard of people being paid off before. It doesn't seem like that much to me.
Yeah.
Like $100K is like kind of low. Like, I don't know. I've been in some situations where I never pay anybody off, but they requested it, and the money they requested was crazy. I know some cats who have been in similar situations, and they requested higher than that. So I don't.
Like how
that was
high?
kind of low. I've heard $1 million, $3 million requested. I think they got it.
So the fact that Cohen took out a loan against his own house, that tells me either it was his first time having to do this out of his own pocket,
Yeah.
or he had done it like 20 times before, and this was the last option that he had to scrounge up new money. My guess would be it's probably the first time Cohen had to do it personally.
Yeah, it could have been because
That's a
Trump
big
had a
ask.
bunch of lawyers, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just funny because like, I mean, it's just like, yeah, like, I mean, who knows? Like, that's the thing is they have to figure out legally if Trump knowingly ordered him to do that, knowing that it would break the law, which I think is a really hard case to make.
So my best guess would be that Trump told him to do it.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't want the news out there.
And he was just like,
but
get it done.
I don't think Trump knows the legalese behind campaign finance laws.
Fuck no. And like the way that Trump, I'm sure, operated was just like, you know how rich people assume everyone else is rich? And so his whole thing was probably just to be like, you go pay this because, of course, like I have billions of dollars. You probably do too.
Mm-hmm.
You just pay him and no problem. I'll pay you back eventually. It's not that much money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Cohen, like, I mean, for Cohen's probably, I mean, he's got to have money, but 130K is, you know, no, it's not small potatoes.
So this is Cohen probably pretending. He probably was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, Donald, I got
130, that's nothing.
easy." And then he goes and sweats out a line of credit on his house.
So the thing is, like, because, like, all right, so you're running for president, right? And I buy you $1 million worth of water bottles, but I don't report it. That's a fucking FEC violation because I'm giving you a donation. It's just not in cash. It's in goods, right? And so that's kind of, or like it's in kind. And so that's like kind of, that's what we don't have the official charges, but that's what we're pretty sure that they're going to allege against Trump. is that he was essentially ordering Cohen to make a secret in-kind donation.
Got it. And then Trump, I guess the crux of it's going to be the jury will have to believe Michael Cohen's testimony, right? So that's a pretty big credibility issue.
Yeah.
Is if your star witness is Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen.
So,
exactly.
And also, they're going to have to find 12 people on a jury that all will vote to convict Donald Trump of a crime in this situation. And New York votes very Democratic.
Yeah.
But 12 people? And how are you going to be able to screen those jurors without trying to figure out? I'm sure the lawyers on both sides will try to ask certain questions to figure out if they're Democrat or Republicans.
Yeah.
Then the lawyers for Trump will try to exclude members that are obviously Democrats, and vice versa. They'll try to exclude members that are obviously Republicans on the prosecution side. But I don't think you're going to find 12 people to all agree, even if it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt that he did it. They're going to be like, well, no, this you can find holes in the case if you want to, if you already don't want to convict Trump. So it seems to me like it sounds like a DA that is saying to himself, this is going to be the case that launches me into the next stratosphere.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to work out. I doubt that he's going to be convicted of a crime.
Fuck no. And here's the thing. It's like, all right, so say Trump gets arrested, right? Everyone who likes Trump is going to be so fired up. Like, can you imagine?
Dude, when that mugshot drops, I'm throwing it on a t-shirt. I don't care what political party you are on. That shirt's going to go hard.
So we had a debate about this yesterday because Billy does want to make this t-shirt because he thinks that it's going to sell a lot. It will. So, but we're trying to figure out who's going to buy more of it: Trump haters or Trump supporters.
That's the thing is, don't put anything on the t-shirt. Just the mugshot. You can do both.
Yeah, I'll tell you who would buy it. That would become the #1 t-shirt worn by fraternity members in this country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
#1 instantaneously.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and so Trump also the speculation is that, well, I guess it's reporting that he wants them to handcuff him and do a perp walk.
Really?
So Trump's requesting this
Because he's a showbiz guy, right?
Yeah, it's all about the visual.
That'll look fucking great. Because his whole thing is, remember that meme that would be like, they're after you, I'm just in the way or whatever?
Yeah.
That's like, it's Trump, that's him doing that, right?
Yeah, it instantly martyrizes him. And so,
best perk walk of all time is Cuba Gooding Jr.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah, I'm on that. Hang
You
on.
haven't seen it?
There's a random one from Australia that I want to play because it's actually hilarious. After.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
A fine succulent meal.
Okay, I'm looking up Cuba Gooding Jr. perp walk.
Oh, he looks great. What did he get arrested for?
No clue, but that shit is fire.
Alleged sexual misconduct that he got totally absolved of, which was a total the cameras from the bar totally exonerated him.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh, that was in New York, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Manhattan.
Totally
I remember
exonerated
that.
him.
One of my friends was in that bar with him the night that it happened.
Really?
Yeah. He looks good in this perp walk. Skinny tie. It looks like a GQ cover.
3 days later, on June 16th.
The demeanor is just like, whatever, dog.
He knows he was innocent.
3 days later, on June 16th, Twitter user WillHayes24 tweeted a clip of the video set to the Kanye West song Black Skinhead. They captioned the post, "Me being escorted out of the Smoothie King Center for ripping off my shirt and chugging 2 beers like Stone Cold Steve Austin after Lonzo throws his first alley to Zion."
Oh yeah, they're not going to get Trump on this. If he gets arrested, he's going to come out looking better. Now, I don't think that it's going to make it more likely that he gets elected president, but it's not going to look. It's not going to look. He's going to figure out a way to spin this into firing up his
He's going to
base.
sell the T-shirts with his fucking face on it, dude.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is if you're in the DA's office and the only reason you're still going on this like trying to prosecute Trump is because you don't want him to become president.
Yeah.
Correct? Like if you're going after
for your own publicity.
Or I think actually at this point, like I guarantee the smarter like heads in like the Democrat like little like goblin dungeons are like, bro, don't do this. Don't do this.
I don't understand why this is happening. Like it's ridiculous. Like if you don't want Trump to be president, just stop trying to keep putting him in the news, like, because that's what we can get into this, but that's what I think a lot of cable news is done.
100%.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
Why do you think that they took him off air?
Like they took him off air?
Well, like why they aren't, publicizing him?
I think because in
much.
2016 they put him on. I mean, there was like that study that like he got way more attention than any other candidate, right? I mean, he also says funnier shit than anyone else, right? Like,
but wouldn't he be better for ratings?
He'd be better for ratings, but I think that like now that like news organizations have faced like this like weird like newsroom revolt from their like low level writers and shit to be like, don't platform fascism or whatever. I think that like now they like have been more cautious, but like once we actually get into the primary though, because Trump announced so early, like the only person who's announced is Nikki Haley, who is going to go. I mean, she's like a Kamala Harris candidate, right? Like she's going to win 3% of one state.
Do you think there's any sort of money trying to dictate those cable news organizations
just
keep
say what
Trump
you
off?
Billy, just say what you believe and see if he agrees.
And Billy,
this baiting shit is
keep it to a minute or less.
Keep it to a minute or less. I think they're keeping Trump off the airwaves and trying not to publicize him because it's hurting their business and people who want to do business with them.
I think that Trump is the best business that cable news networks could ever ask for, and they did so good between 2016 and 2020 that like if you are in charge of any cable news network from MSNBC to Fox, you want Trump to be president so badly that you would fucking come like hands free like as a stunt man in order to make that happen, because he is so good for ratings. I think they're playing it cool right now so they don't get criticism. But I think once Meatball Ron starts actually getting in there and Trump has to be like, you're gay. Because he's testing the waters. Donald Trump has already done like dipped his toe in the Ron DeSantis' gay pool, which I'm asking you, Trump, if you are watching this, please, you have to just come out and be like, you're gay and make him answer for that.
So I think what's going to happen is once the cycle heats up, and he is all over the news right now with this is making headlines everywhere. Even if some of the organizations try to pull back because they're listening to those low level writers or because they're listening to Twitter and certain loud voices on Twitter that are saying like, don't platform this guy. Even if you get all the mainstream like the CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, if they start to pull back, there will be one network that's like, well, we have a major opportunity. We're going to cover Trump a lot. Then they'll get all the ratings, and then every other news organization 100%. Will be like, okay, we got to do the Trump thing.
But
again.
Who's going to do that besides Fox is going to do it? But
one of the other ones will start to cover
like
them.
MSNBC will be like, well, no one else is doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
MSNBC's ratings, literally, you could watch a YouTube video of a guy building a doghouse, and it will have more views per minute than MSNBC does on average. Like 5 o'clock MSNBC shows get like 50,000 viewers.
So the cable news networks aren't like chasing ratings, you'd say. Like
I think they will. They are going to be chasing ratings. I just don't think that there's nothing happening. Like Trump isn't doing anything right now. I mean, except he's about to get arrested, which I guess was supposed to happen today. Now they're saying it's not today.
I don't think they're going to end up arresting him because it would be so preferential to what he wants.
Yeah. Well, so I went to that rally, and that's what everybody was saying. Like all the 30
what was it like on the ground?
So I went to you guys have been to the Wall Street Schwitz?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've been going a lot lately. And by the way, the cold plunge thing, this seems like a thing like a guy you would be into. Feels good after.
Oh yeah, your skin
100%.
starts to tingle. Yeah. You go back in the steam room, and then all the capillaries start to tingle on you.
Here's a fun fact I just learned today from Andrew Huberman. This is from Joe Rogan. You're supposed to jump in face first because it activates. And if you do it the other way, where you like lower it and keep your head above water, which is something I was taught when you're in the recovery tub, because you don't want to like something about your heart.
Yeah,
but you want to activate the.
It can be very dangerous to like put your neck and head in.
My ass is passing out. But
it activates the mammalian dive reflex, which like gets that lowers anxiety and helps like.
I've been trying to figure out how to
rate.
activate my mammalian dive reflex.
I think
babies have it. It's how
babies have it. That's why the strongest people in the world.
No, but babies. That's why babies know how to swim.
They've got great immune systems.
Babies don't know how to swim.
They do know how to swim.
No, they don't. They float.
Yeah, but
you want to be able to. You just want to float.
They activate like babies can like instinctively like try to. It's a weird thing. Just don't
say trust.
Don't try this.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Okay.
I know Andrew
Don't
said it.
in a pool right now.
I know.
If you have a baby, go outside to your fucking pool right now and just toss that motherfucker in like a potato in a fucking pot.
There's some truth to that, to where newborns can float, but don't throw your baby in a pool.
They right themselves,
I
but that's
could
like
beat
triggered by the mammalian dive reflex.
Billy, we know. I know that babies can float naturally, but also if they sink, that just means that they weren't a witch, so they go to heaven.
It's true. So I'm at the Schwitz, and I'm in there, and I'm greasy. I'm shiny. I'm so sweaty. You lose a pound. I'm sure you guys do know this, but you lose a pound a minute if it's hot enough. So I'm hot. I've been in there for a while. I'm very dehydrated. I ate a bunch of tongue and some liver.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel incredible. And I leave, and I see that the New York Young Republicans are in front. It's 6 o'clock when I leave. They're at the fucking courthouse, mere 15-minute walk away. So I go down, and I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing just because it's germane to the story. I'm wearing the exact same thing I'm wearing right now, except I'm wearing a corduroy, like, kind of big jacket.
Yeah, what you wore last time you were here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm wearing that same jacket. So I look just like a normal guy or whatever. And I get in there, and the first thing that happens is some fucking guy from HuffPo takes a photo of me. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you look like a Trump supporter. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, the ATF hat. And I'm like, they don't like the ATF. He says, maybe you're making a statement about undercover agents. I'm like, no, I just wear this hat all the time because it's funny. But I was just at the spa. Like, I wasn't even planning on coming here. And I give him a quote. I was like, you know what? Actually, I do love Trump. Because he kept accusing me of it. I was like, I actually do love Trump. My quote is, and I want you to put this in the Huffington Post, Trump's just a squirrel trying to get a nut, which is famously from The Nutty Professor. And he doesn't put that in, but they do refer to a right-wing troll in an ATF hat who says that it's like, we'll be very excited. Like, basically the quote I gave was like, I'm very excited to see what happens when he gets arrested. Because I am, I want to see what happens. But there's maybe 25, 30 young Republicans there. Actually young people there that are Republicans, maybe 8, including what looked like a 15-year-old boy who was wearing a Trump flag as a cape, which I think people always just do with flags if they have them and don't have a flagpole. There was maybe 150 journalists there. Like, I've never seen so many journalists, literally more journalists there than outside the Ghislaine trial. Like, when the sentencing happened, or excuse me, when the judgment came down.
Billy, why do you think that is? Do you think it's because Trump drives serious clicks, and a lot of people still watch him?
Why the whole media was there?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. The whole ratings thing. Something to think about, Billy.
He's good. Listen, the man is good for ratings. No matter what you believe, there are people who made their careers, like deeply liberal people who made their careers off of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was incredible for that shit.
But then why wouldn't they be posting Trump content for the last 3 years?
Because my idea on that is that Trump has been off of Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point, the reason why Twitter works and none of the other fucking like Mastodon or True Social, any of those things work, is because the entire thing you need a fucking heel, right? You need a nemesis on any social media platform. Nobody wants to be on a social media platform that just has guys that agree with you, right? And Trump is the ultimate guy that they disagree with. And the fact that he is not on Twitter has fucked a lot of those people up because, okay, say you're one of the Krasenstein brothers, right?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you replying to now?
Yeah, Dr. Eugene Gu.
Exactly.
Haven't heard from him recently.
Yeah, exactly. Who died of COVID, unfortunately.
Oh, did he?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, wow.
But Lara, what are you going to talk to? Like Tucker? Tucker doesn't really post. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you need Trump is a.
You know what? They switched to Elon now.
They did switch to Elon, but everybody replies to Elon.
Yeah, and
now.
also Elon has figured out a way to game his timeline because you will get a lot of liberals replying to Elon trying to dunk on him, but you'll also get a lot of Elon supporters replying to him, and then Elon will reply to the Elon supporters, which will bump those up to the top of the replies.
He's 20 IQ, man. Elon is one of the. It is insane that man has that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
robot dick. I heard.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah, robot dick.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Big time swinger too.
Yeah, I've heard that also.
Yeah.
I remember I listened to his interview they did actually with Rogan. Billy, you like this? And Rogan was like, "So you had a kid? That's amazing. Like, pretty good normal question. Try and get the guy to open up as a human." And Elon's response was, "Yeah, it's fascinating looking at my child and just I can see his brain taking in stimuli and processing it." And then developing it into how he reacts to other stimuli that come at him. It's interesting to see how all that process works out. So he's looking at his newborn son in the eyes, a moment that I don't have any children, but from what I've heard, is a deeply emotional connection. And he's like, how can I use this to improve artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, but I think that's how he processes the whole world.
We can be real. He's autistic.
I think that was the closest thing to emotion you could get out of it.
Yeah. But he is. He literally is.
He's definitely on the spectrum.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Really?
But
I didn't know that.
he's but also some of history's greatest villains have also been. So my thing is he just is so fucking. He's not fun. Like Trump is funny. Right? I don't care who you are. Trump is funny.
Elon Musk's attempt to be funny
is some of the craziest shit.
bad.
When he brought the sink,
Bro.
So the thing is, what I interpreted that as was way funnier than what he was actually doing.
Yeah.
So when he brought the sink in, he was like the joke he was doing was let the sink in.
No, let that sink in.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Which isn't that funny? I thought he was bringing a kitchen sink to
Me
throw
too.
the kitchen sink
Me
at
too.
it. Which I was like, he's throwing the kitchen sink at it. Like, that's kind of funny.
Trump would do that. Trump would
Exactly.
throw the kitchen sink
Trump
at it.
wouldn't carry shit.
Yeah,
I've never
he'd
seen
have
Trump
this
with
guy.
anything in his hand that weighed more than a piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's a button.
When I saw Elon do that, I thought it was funny because that's the moment where it beyond 100% crystallized to me that this man just spent $44 billion to get lols on Twitter. To get people
100%.
And when I say get lols, I mean I'm talking like his brain when it comes to social media operates at like a 2011 I Can Has Cheeseburger level of irony.
That like
and he
Raptor,
spent $44 billion on
the
it.
thinking Velociraptor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
One does not simply purchase Twitter.
Dude, hey, that is 100%. Like he is. I mean, the thing is, like, Reddit is more advanced. Like, if you call someone Reddit, that's doing a disservice to Reddit to call Elon Musk Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
He is like iFunny, 9gag or whatever. Like, it's like he is. It's insane. Probably one of the least funny human beings on the planet.
The thing is, I think that's that humor is so Elon Musk, South African. That's WhatsApp humor. Like, for example, my parents. Like in my relatives who live overseas, they all use WhatsApp to communicate.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They get sent memes through WhatsApp. So all those memes that we experienced 10 years ago have finally hit WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm getting like my father's sending me like memes from like iFunny memes that have finally just hit his like through WhatsApp, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
He's like, have you heard of hide your kids, hide your wife?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's probably he looks down at the condescending Wonka memes because those to him I think are like 2 years old. Those are just gotten stale for him.
Yeah.
And he's about to experience what would be next up?
Bad Luck Brian.
Oh yeah.
That was about 2013, 14.
Yeah, the kid holding in a fart. That one in class.
That's still a good meme.
I think he posted
That's
that.
still a good
I think
meme
he posted
sometimes.
that.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
think
that's
he
like bleeding
posted that
edge for
recently.
him right now.
It's crazy because the man's like in his 50s, right?
Yeah, it goes to show you that no matter how rich you get, no matter how many things you have, you will always be thirsty just to be an internet celebrity.
It's true. And also, you can't buy being normal.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, there's no amount of money that can buy just like being a normal person.
I was going to ask, has anyone ever spent that much money to be that much more disliked?
I think it's genuinely probably the worst ratio of money to like how bad it because more people, because now just Twitter just works worse. There's too much more. It's like Twitter sucked before, but that's just because it's Twitter, because you have to it's like this horrible,
the For You page is I don't
horrible.
know what's wrong with my algorithm, and maybe this reflects more about me, but I've been seeing videos of people getting shot almost every day.
That does reflect on you.
Mine is all people talking about what a kafar is. Like, it's all like Muslim apostasy stuff.
I see a lot of fights, because I think what
shootings.
he's experiencing is like he's trying to drive traffic, and then in his mind the traffic will drive ad revenue, and so he's kind of going through his own evolution of the blogosphere, and figuring out what gets clicks and what doesn't. He figured out fight videos get clicks.
People do love fight videos.
Cop cam videos, but mostly it's them like shooting stuff.
Is he going to go through like an Upworthy phase where he's like, this video of a child meeting a dog for the first time will melt your heart?
Yeah, I love, dude. They do melt my heart though.
Yeah.
Do you think it's been impacting your interactions? The new For You page.
My
stuff?
For You page is kind of good.
What is it?
What's on it?
Yeah, what's on it?
Exclusively all Tennessee football and basketball and Brave stuff. That's all that's on it. It works perfectly.
Go to it right now. I want to see what's on
So the top
there.
page is a quote from FAU's center. Then we have a baseball video, a Jeff D. Lowe tweet, another Braves video. Arizona point guard Kirk Kriisa will transfer. Oh, that's a big news. I didn't know that.
You got you clean internet living. Big
Look
D.
at that.
Okay.
Another Mike Soroka report from his spring start today. A video of a chicken and a puppy. That's actually that's great.
I haven't
stuff.
clicked on my For You page since it came out. Cause
Mine's pretty good.
People
Let me see
evacuated
mine.
new 1 Vanderbilt building after reports of shaking, and multiple hazmat crews are on scene of a hazardous chemical cloud, prompting a shelter in place in Westlake, Louisiana. Wait, 1 Vanderbilt is shaking? Oh, and then there's a baby Okapi. Macrodosing's on my For You page.
Mine is all crypto ads, Manscaped, Feds raising the rates, and then a bunch of stuff about the new New York City logo.
Oh yeah, it says we love New York.
We love New York.
How much
it's
money do you
not
think?
aligned?
How much money do you think they?
25 million at least. Anything that they do is 25 million.
I'm just seeing it looks a lot like my regular timeline right now.
Yeah, I will say actually, mine is just people that I've interacted with.
This
now.
actually isn't as bad as it used to be. Maybe it's just.
It's
mobile.
crazy. Mine is just all porn.
Really?
Because I always just reply to any naked woman on Twitter with "You're so fucking beautiful," or like, "I love you, mommy," or like, "Come to Fort Greene" or whatever.
Yeah. Come to Brazil.
Come
Ja,
to
ja,
Brazil.
ja, 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 ja.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does that girl reply to you that replies to everyone where you have to like click on her picture?
Yep.
She replies to us all the time, and it's always labeled as sensitive content, but it's the same girl in like the same 3 pictures.
Yeah.
No, is it like a bot account?
It's a bot account, but it's a real woman. So I don't know. I don't know how many different levels I have to click through for them to monetize that.
Oh, 6ix9ine getting beat up.
Oh, 6ix9ine getting beat up was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I do not want to ever get my ass kicked in an LA Fitness bathroom. Dude, that's got to be my worst nightmare.
You can tell by
that shit looks set up, bro.
I mean, the guy looks like he kicks him pretty hard, but it does look. It's weird because the guys are like 50.
Yeah, and you can tell that he just got his face hit off the sink. That's the worst thing about in all these fight videos when you see especially in like the high school fight videos where
There's a sink
they
involved?
hit their head against the sink. That's the fucking worst.
Why did he get beat up?
I guess because he's a
Because
rat.
he had snitched or whatever. But my thing is like
Very short shorts.
Yeah, very short shorts.
Snitch.
Yeah, because didn't he like? I know it seemed a little unclear to me. I think he probably, if we're being realistic, he probably got beat up so some guys could get in a viral video for having beat up Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Yeah, although 6ix9ine is the kind of like crazy troll that he might set up. He might take getting stomped in the ribs, kicked in the face, just for the clout.
Yeah,
he's a wild boy.
I would never get that done to me on purpose.
No,
getting beat up sucks.
I'm trying to think if there's a scenario I would be okay with getting beat up in.
If a beautiful woman felt bad for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I get beat up and she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's nothing."
Or like defending their honor.
I mean, how much honor?
Yeah.
Like,
what is honor these
what
days?
Is honor? You know what I mean? Like,
It's just
a,
words.
Honestly,
Sexist.
it's a patriarchal notion.
Yeah.
Which is what I would tell her.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys, calling you a bitch. You know what?
You want equality?
You got to go fight for them.
You got to. I'm just like. I don't think it's. I think it's rude of me to fight them.
Yep.
And
Who says chivalry's
I'm
dead?
scared of them. Is the answer there?
We have anything we wanna wrap up with Stormy? Anything with the Stormy situation? I think a lot of prosecutors have tried to pin Trump down for something, and this seems like the most tenuous. Yeah, he probably broke the law, but also, why are we arresting a former president?
He's going to beat the case.
He's going to beat the case. It's not provable.
I don't understand how, if you want to hurt his ability to become president again, you would do this. It almost seems like they're trying to do this for him. Like whoever's spearheading this might be a Republican.
Do you remember when Hillary Clinton, it was revealed that they boosted Trump, the Clinton campaign, because they wanted him to be the guy they ran against?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something like that, right?
Yeah.
Could be Biden's leaning on Brad. I mean, probably not Biden because he doesn't. I don't know if he's really capable
to
of
beat
leaning on
DeSantis.
But DeSantis, you could beat with your hands tied behind your back.
Or maybe he runs as an independent, and then there's a split vote thing, and then
exactly
Biden wins.
You
again.
want DeSantis to get the nomination if you're fucking Biden.
It'd be so funny though if Trump ran as an independent and then won, and then not only beat DeSantis but also beat Biden.
Broke the two-party system.
Oh my God! If Biden
because Trump would
actually.
So DeSantis and Biden would split the anti-Trump vote.
Oh, we could think of it like
we
that.
Think of it that
but
way.
What if
yeah.
Biden
Holy
dies
fuck.
and it's Kamala, DeSantis, and Trump? Trump's in.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude. Oh, that actually the bipartisan party system, kind of down with it going away.
You know what? If Trump goes independent, I got a couple guys I'll put in there.
Like taking out the mainstream Democratic and Republican parties with both are toxic as fuck.
But Trump would just run as Republican 2 or something. He would just call his party
the Bull Moose Party
or the GOP party or something. You know what I mean? He would do
the hole-in-one party.
The hole-in-one party.
The Truth Party.
Truth
Party.
Party.
He would do.
Yeah.
If Trump came out and said, "Okay, I'm going to run," and my big difference in my platform is, that healthcare plan that I was working on, and I was going to give you the details 2 weeks later. Finally got around to doing it. And we're going to do universal health care.
Yeah.
Trump wins presidency.
100%.
Didn't we talk about this, making Bernie his VP?
Oh, he would be unbeatable.
Universal health care.
Because he respects Bernie.
Yeah.
Dude, he should do that.
He will not do that.
Yeah, he definitely won't. He definitely won't. I mean, he wouldn't even legalize marijuana.
He wouldn't run with a vice president. If Trump has an option to run without a vice president, he is not running with a vice president, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but what if he runs? He could run.
Didn't we talk about this legalizing weed in universal health care with Bernie as a VP, and we all said we'd vote for that?
Yeah, but
he wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
though.
and Bernie wouldn't be.
He likes winning
either.
He likes winning.
He does like winning, but he also is Trump. We have to remember that Trump is also stupid.
Arian, I think you're on tape saying you'd vote for that.
No, I believe it was universal healthcare. I don't give a fuck if weed is legal. I'm not gonna put Trump in presidency for weed being legal.
But what about universal health care? I think that's what you agreed to last time.
That was what I agreed with.
I think a lot of people. But Trump won't do universal health care because I don't think Trump realizes that there's a healthcare system.
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you.
No, he does. He definitely does. He spent his entire presidency saying he's going to come up with a better plan.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm. I think he's never had to experience.
You know what's crazy?
Healthcare really.
Yeah.
He's got his doctor that he just goes to.
You think he what do you think? You think he's got health shit going on?
I think he's one of those people that doesn't
70 out of shape.
Yeah.
Something about to stop
pre-diabetic. Maybe
I want to see what's in there.
I think he's a don't ask, don't tell with his health, where he's one of those old guys that doesn't check up on anything because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want to find out about shit.
I gotta say the battery thing really threw me off, for how he views the body. Because I was that's a way that an alien would view the body of a human being.
Yeah.
he
probably doesn't.
The battery thing?
He believes that the human body has a finite amount of energy that's given to it at birth, It's like a battery. And so if you exercise, it decreases the level of energy that you have later.
He's not making
There's
this
no
up.
way he believes.
No, he
there's
does.
No way
He does.
believes this.
Yeah.
He does.
Fuck me, bro.
This is what he believes.
I think he believes in every day and sleep recharges the battery. I think
Like
that's
slightly
part of
though.
it.
Yeah.
Though, you know, it's like when you plug in something for a little bit, like you get like a little bit of a
But he
juice.
also doesn't sleep.
He also doesn't, and this is actually my thing. So I don't sleep a lot just because I have sleep problems, and it has ruined my life. I sleepwalk. I have parasomnias, which is fucking
Damn.
crazy. I've done, bro. I had one last night. I ate a bag of nuts in my sleep last night.
You ever see the Hat Man?
No, that's sleep paralysis.
I know.
Yeah.
I've
If I
been,
see the Hat Man, I'm shooting it.
Billy sees the Hat Man all the time.
I've just been battling with the Hat Man for the past couple weeks. I think I've won, and we're coming out of it. But yeah, went 12 rounds with the Hat Man almost every night for like a week and a half straight.
I have in the past year sleptwalked numerous times. I've had sex in my sleep. I have fully asleep. I have I've gone to the bathroom.
Quick question about that. Was the other person asleep?
No,
Okay.
but I gave permission after it happened one time. I was like, if I initiate sex, it's okay. It's legally,
that could make some legal, like weird legal situations.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I wake up most of the time. It's usually that has not happened very often, but that has happened. That's happened a few times in my life. But it's the eating. I never ate before. I don't eat at night to begin with. Like I don't eat past like 8 p.m. ever, basically. But I will wake up in the middle of the night and I will eat. I love dates, the little fruits, and I would be eating those. And I had to stop buying them because I would have woken up in the morning like, look at my fucking kitchen. I ate like 4 dates.
And then you shit all the time, right? Or those prunes.
Well, those are prunes, but dates I think could do that too.
They got some fiber
but
too.
the fucking I've been eating. I had to basically not buy anything that I don't have to cook because I will just eat it in the middle of the night, not completely asleep.
So you're just blacking out.
But how?
Sober,
So fully sober.
Some people do that,
Jesus.
but they drive. in their
That's so
sleep.
sick.
It's like a drive that it's like a compulsion
Dude,
that they
that's
have
like
to get
Dr.
into a car.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
like,
scary.
let me do something cool. Like, I want to be like, I want to have an alter ego. This
Paint
is just
something.
Like, paint, exactly, or like write something or do something. But instead, I'm just like, I'll have some nuts.
If
Yeah.
I
anyone
ate
ever
a handful of nuts last night.
if ever anyone encounters you that you're with, you should like tell them to like get you to start like writing stuff. Or,
Yeah,
like, drawing
yeah.
stuff.
Ask me
It was
questions.
like a year, or like 2 years ago. I was like heavily drinking, doing way too much, and I started sleepwalking. And I had this thing where I would go, and I would pee in like weird places.
Yeah.
My buddy
And
did
so-
that.
The Midnight Fireman.
So my ex, like she caught me. I had to get her a new suitcase because I would just open her closet and I was just pissing on her suitcase.
Dude, my old roommate did that.
yeah.
Yeah,
He pissed in
comes
the
from
closet
drinking
too.
too much. It comes from drinking too much. From what I read, it's like if you drink to an excess, like a lot, that can happen.
All right, we're going to take a pause for the cause, and it's brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. It was created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app. It makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. The big tournament is finally here. Getting tickets to those basketball games couldn't be easier than with the Game Time app. Big T is going to be going to see the University of Tennessee tonight, Thursday. Game Time's hooking it up. It's possible with the Game Time app to get into any tournament game. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats that you thought that you could never buy. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. Some terms apply. We're giving you $20 off your first purchase on Game Time. It's so easy. All you have to do, download that Game Time app, go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code MACRO. Then you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
What's the school that's best at sports?
Ooh, that's a good question. Embrace debate.
Right now, Tennessee.
How many women's gymnastics titles have you won?
They don't have women's gymnastics.
At Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't know that we do.
And so you're claiming your school.
Only school to go to a New Year's Six bowl game, men's and women's Sweet 16, though.
Okay.
They have 16-year-olds in there?
Bama.
No.
I would say Bama's doing.
Bama's pretty good, right? Yeah, Bama.
Roll Tide.
Well,
yeah, Bama.
There's to UT at everything, but sure.
They're number one.
Well, actually,
in
basketball.
Lost
and
to Tennessee.
They ended up number 2 in football.
Lost to Tennessee. No, not number 2. They were 5th.
Okay.
You went to college in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that pyramid?
In Memphis?
Yeah.
It's been a bunch of shit. It's been a basketball arena. It's been a Bass Pro Shop.
I stayed there. They've got a hotel inside the
Really?
pyramid.
Yeah.
I stayed. Me and Billy, when we drove out to the Super Bowl, this was last year. We stayed overnight. It's a great hotel. It's like a hunting lodge type feel. Everything's
shit.
wood. It's a great place to stay. And then they give you we got a tour around the facility. They showed us all the ponds that have sturgeon and crazy fish in them, and they told us the history behind how it was converted into a Bass Pro Shop. There was this dude that just went out on the Mississippi River, and he was fishing out there. I think he was a CEO of Bass Pro Shop, and he was with his buddy, and he goes, if I catch a catfish over 11 pounds, I'm going to turn that pyramid into a Bass Pro Shop, because it used to be the NBA arena.
Yeah.
And so then he caught like a 20-pound catfish. He's like, well, I guess I got to turn it into a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah.
It's incredible. You probably had some lucky gear there.
Yeah, no, it's a nice place to stay.
Yeah.
They put me in the wrong room though when I got in.
And they made you change?
Well, yeah, so I walked in and there's rose petals all over the ground in the room. And I was like, they must have known how much I love the Bass Pro Shop, because I talk about it a lot. And this is a really nice touch. They
But Billy did it for
put
you.
rose petals, but Billy did it, and he was waiting behind the bed. No, but on the bed there was like a Victoria's Secret bag. I was like, well, that's kind of a strange choice for, I don't know, but whatever. It's a nice thought.
Uh-huh.
There were chocolates, and then in the
The
bathroom.
Victoria's Secret bag wasn't the thing that tipped you off?
No, because I have publicly expressed my love for the Bass Pro Shop
Gotcha.
pyramid many times.
Gotcha.
And so I go into the bathroom, and there's more rose petals in the bathroom, and there's even like a jar of weed that's left out, like that's gift wrapped. So I think that these are all presents for me.
Yeah.
And then Billy comes in. I'm like, Billy, you got to check out what they did for my room.
Yeah.
And Billy comes in, and he's like, what's that over in the corner? And there's a bag of it's like a suitcase with clothes spilling out of it.
I started tweaking out.
And Billy was like, oh, some guy's going to come in here and murder us because
someone's gonna
fucked
walk
up
in,
his
see
Valentine's Day surprise.
He's gonna walk in, see 2 random dudes in his hotel room, and people carry in the fucking Bass Pro Shops, probably like where there's the most like concealed carried people in America.
Memphis, yeah.
And I'm just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here before we get shot.
Yeah, so I went down to the front desk, and they're like, oh, yeah, we double booked that room, and that's somebody's Valentine's Day present. And then we went out and we went to the bar at the Bass Pro Shop, and we were having some drinks late night, and this woman was out there with her son, and her son was definitely neurodivergent, we'll say. Mm-hmm. And her son's like hanging out with us and talking a lot, and this woman just gets up and leaves her son with us.
Oh yeah.
Because she went back to her hotel room to just get railed out by her husband. And so they just leave us in charge without saying anything. So she goes back there and she's just fucking like, somebody went down the hallway and like heard them through the walls.
What?
And
Yeah.
now we're in
She
charge
just
of
left
like
the kid?
Yeah, now we're in charge of looking
But now
after
it's
her
just-
like 7-year-old son.
No, the kid was like 14.
Oh, he's okay.
That's
But
what we realized, but we thought he was much younger.
Yeah, I could, yeah.
And
yeah.
I was just talking to him about ATVs and 4-wheelers and different types, and he kept like he was doing like exact model types, different suspensions.
Yeah.
But he also knew that much about guns. And
Don't
that-
love that.
especially for someone that neurodivergent shouldn't be around, like have access to
yeah,
firearms.
yeah.
Obsessed with guns would be a
Yeah.
bad thing for that person.
So, but he was an interesting kid.
Yeah. And we
I sort of started to feel responsible. Oh, but actually I was glad to be doing something like that, because about an hour before we were in the wrong place at the wrong time and could have gone a lot farther south than it did.
yeah.
We pulled into the wrong gas station.
Well, that night, Memphis was without power. There was a massive ice storm that took out almost all the power in Memphis.
Yeah.
And it was just driving into town. It was crazy. Down power lines, fires in the middle of the road from all the mayhem. And then, so we go out and we're trying to find food, but no place is open because there's no power. And then we heard that one part of town might have power, and this guy goes, yeah, go down there, make a right past the highway, and then don't go to the first gas station. Do not go into that one. Go into the second gas station that you see. Well, we mistakenly went into the first gas station, and shit was about to go down big time. Like, there were people that were eyeing us down, hovering around us, making plans. And then Billy did tweak out. He was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to get the fuck out of here. So we just sprint out to the car and we drove away. It was about to be a bad situation. So we were feeling very lucky that we got out of there.
Yeah.
Because we were definitely going to get robbed. It was going to go down.
Also, we rolled up in a camo wrapped truck that, guess who else who else wrapped all his cars in camo?
Who?
King Vaughn.
King Vaughn?
Wait, is that the rapper?
Yeah.
The guy got killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get killed?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
And it was just
And
like
he
a
had
week
all
before or
camo wrapped
something.
cars, and like I think Liam Crowley was the one. Bubba was the one who was like, "Yo, dude, I just realized King Vaughn wrapped all his cars in camo and pulled up his Instagram. It's just all these cars wrapped in camo. And we roll up to this random gas station where in a camo wrapped truck. So
I once played a house show in Memphis, and a dude named Matt Muscle fucking threw a military grade smoke bomb in the just window of the house. Completely, like, I mean, those things emit a lot of smoke. Like
Yeah.
a small house, and just like completely ruined the night. And every single thing that happened to me was basically on that level in Memphis. I love Memphis though.
Great food.
Great food.
Some of the best barbecue in America. in
Yeah,
Memphis.
good chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
love
barbecue.
Memphis.
Had some of the best ribs in my life in Memphis.
Me too. It's like it was like a former garage.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
I've been to that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's probably more than one.
But it's like the place that people really like. It was like I had some friends that are from there that took me there.
Yeah. So shout out Memphis.
Shout out Memphis.
Thank you for not robbing us, even though you had every opportunity to, and you're
Yeah.
probably thinking about it. You want to do teed off? Big T, are you teed off about anything? It's where Big T just airs
I
his
don't think so.
grievances. You've had a clean week?
Yeah, big week.
Big week. Going to the Mecca. Going to Madison Square Garden on
You
Thursday.
going to Mecca?
Not the Mecca, a Mecca, the Mecca down the street.
Gotcha.
You are making a pilgrimage to Mecca.
The
Hajj.
to the world's most famous arena.
What's going on there?
Sweet 16,
You're
Tennessee's in
turning. Oh,
the final 16 teams in the NCAA tournament.
gotcha. March Madness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And Arian, you teed up. What did we say that we were going to do for?
ate off.
Oh yeah, ate off. You ate off about anything?
Y'all are toxic, man.
It's the same. It's just the same format.
Yeah, it's exact same. No other attached. I'm trying to think. No, I'm chilling, man. I'm pretty cool.
Good week.
It was a good week, man. Getting really good. I shot at 88 yesterday. I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? I shot at 88 and I had 2 triple bogeys. That could have easily been pars. That was my first time back, and like about 4 or 5 days from shooting, and I hit 2 OB driver shots. And so that put me in a bad spot. So you turn those into a bogey or par, that's mid-low 80s, man. I'm getting there, man.
You have some birdies?
No birdies. That's great. 2 triple bogeys, no birdies, just all pars, a bunch of pars. And I had 3 birdie putts though that I smoked. I had a birdie putt. I'm talking 3 feet. But to be fair to me, the grain was really hard to read, so it wasn't the slope that I was reading. The grain pushed it. So
How are the greens?
the greens are good, man. It's this course called, I think it's called Gus Wortham in Houston. It's like not like super upscale, but I think personally it's the best course in Houston for the money you pay. And so it's not like all super 5-star, but it's a really good course. The greens are nice. They keep really good care of it. And so I think it's the best course in Houston for the money you pay.
I can't wait to play. We're gonna go out there in a week and a half.
So hold on, what's the format? So it's me, you versus Big Cat and Hank, the hater.
Yeah.
And we all and what's the format? So it's just like best ball or
Yeah, we're gonna alternate shots. So I suck at golf. I'm like the world's worst golfer.
You look
but
like you'd be good at it.
I'm trying to get good. Just
Yeah.
because I think you hit the age of like 35 and you start playing golf. I think it's like mandated.
Kind of the last sport.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to get good at it, but I'm awful. So Arian's good. So we're gonna do alternate shot. Arian. So if you sink a birdie putt, I've got to tee off on the next hole, and we're gonna go against Hank and Big Cat. Big Cat sucks at golf. Hank's not bad, and then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna bet on it. We gotta bet something big.
Just so you know, our internet's out again, so he didn't hear a word you said.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It just came back. It just came back in. What did you say?
Did you hear the explanation of we're doing an alternate shot, and we gotta bet something on it. We gotta figure out what to bet against Big Cat and Hank.
Okay, I'm definitely that. So alternate shot means I go and then you go.
Yeah.
And so, okay, interesting format. All right. Is Big Cat or Hank any good?
Big Cat sucks. Hank's not bad. Hank shoots in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, so
should be good. Should be fun then.
it'll be great. Brace, we're having a debate on Monday's show about, or Tuesday's show, I guess, about who the hardest people in the world are.
Like penis or
Like nationality.
oh,
Like who are the hardest.
Albanian.
Oh, okay. We didn't talk about Albanians.
How do you miss Albanian?
No,
in that?
actually, that's a
Yeah, it's a big
that's a
miss.
huge.
Albanians huge. No, nobody punches above their weight like Albania. There's probably 3 million There's less people that are from Albania or have Albanian blood in their veins than there are people who like live in just one part of Manhattan. But my God,
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. They're the most they're like one of the most warlike people because they've been at war for like their whole existence.
and like who else? Like they have the tiniest country. There's not a lot there. Not a lot going on there.
Yeah.
They had during the fucking Cold War. They were like, we're not fucking with Yugoslavia. We're not fucking with the Soviet Union. We love China.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't realize that about Albania.
Yeah, they were
that's why in
Maoist.
War Dogs.
Well, because
that's why in War Dogs they're getting all the Chinese weapons from Albania.
Because they hate Russia for what happened under Stalin, and they hate Germany for what happened under World War II.
Yeah.
And so they hate them so much that they won't pick any of those sides, so they went to China.
Also,
Yeah,
half of them hate Muslims, but the other half are Muslim.
My whole thing about the Balkans is this, and you know what? This could come off as racially insensitive. To me, you zoom out a little, you're all kind of the same guy. You know?
Yeah, very similar. We met. Where was
Don't
that
say
guy
that to
from?
the Greeks.
I'm not going to say it to
Don't
the
say that
Greeks.
to the
Yeah,
Greeks.
the Greeks
I
will
worked
get-
for Greeks for a long time. I worked in a Greek flower shop for like 5 years. It was like a stand on the side of a highway. But I worked for 3 Greek brothers Papadopoulos.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, one of them kicked me aside. He's like, listen, I know we all talk about how Greeks invented everything. We're not the same Greeks as thousands of years ago. We're basically Turks. Like, we're kind of just like guys who live there now. So my brothers tell you about Greece, all this, Greece, all that. Don't listen to them.
Yeah, that would make a lot of Greeks angry.
Exactly. So I never said it, but I love Greeks because I love any culture. Should be like this is. I think you could probably unite the world in this. Many peoples in the world. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what language you speak. Doesn't matter your religion. Most people in the world just want to sit on a kind of wobbly white plastic chair in front of either a cafe or their house and smoke cigarettes and be fat.
Yeah.
That's the thing that everybody wants.
That was The Sopranos.
Cafe culture across Europe. I love like the whole concept.
Yeah.
They serve beers, coffees, and it's totally socially acceptable at any time of the day to go there. Either drink a beer or a coffee, doesn't matter what, could be 9 a.m. You could have a very ice cold, tall beer, smoke cigarettes outside, and Albanians love it. Italians love it.
Greeks love it. Turks love it.
Like the English love it, but they can't sit outside a lot because the weather's shitty.
Yeah,
So they sit inside.
I'm too busy snogging me sister.
Like I know there's a boxing coach in Yonkers who's Albanian. I think his name's like Drago.
So good at it.
Yeah,
His name is Drago?
Yeah, his last
Who is
name's
this guy,
Drago.
bro?
Well, that's where I was training.
This
before.
might be actually the hardest person in the world.
Billy, you
yeah.
were trained by an Albanian named Drago?
Well, no, he owned the gym. I was trained by a cop who knew Drago, but he was using. This was Billy
They
McFarland's
don't let
very
you meet
lucky.
the guy till you get up
he's
in the
white
levels.
but next door was Drago's
I think
cafe.
that's just Rocky.
yeah.
Yeah, and next door is Drago's Cafe, which is like an Albanian
Exactly.
cafe. And I was like, the whole time I was training, like I was sober for 2 weeks, and like I couldn't like drink, like was like just hitting the bag, and like
get a
after a
chip
ton
for
of
that?
exercise, you walk outside and you're just seeing these Albanians just like chilling in Drago's Cafe, like smoking and drinking.
Wait,
It's just like,
what do you
that's
guys think the hardest nationalities are?
Chechens.
So yeah, Billy said Chechen. Good answer.
Good answer.
Mongolians,
Good answer.
pretty hard people. What else did we have?
I would say
Those are the biggest two. I think.
horse-bound people, like people who like spend a lot of their like horse, like
Mongolians?
the Mongolians is like that's pretty.
I think they're a little tame nowadays because
they're chilling. They're just eating horse now.
They're making fermented horse milk.
Yeah, probably so good.
Yeah, Albanians totally replaced the mafia.
Exactly.
The Italians couldn't compete with the Albanians.
100%.
The Albanians are running shit nowadays.
Yeah,
everywhere.
They're on their grind. Exactly. No, they literally are. I mean,
like all the basically. I think even the Sopranos basically like once like all the Italians' kids turned into Jersey Shore, the Albanians were all the hitmen who came over and they're like, we just came from war. We'll kill for you. Like we just did war crimes. We'll do war crimes here to one person.
What about the Polish?
Not hard.
No,
not modern, but I think in a military setting.
Yeah, like the winged hussars or whatever. I think those guys were pretty hard, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah, even now, I think they're training right now and they're going through shit. Like if shit pops off with Russia, we got to deal with it. So that's why they're sending tanks to Ukraine. The Polish ramping up their involvement in Ukraine, totally understand. Like, because they got skin, like real skin in the game.
Well, Polish people are also treated really like everyone in Europe hates Polish people, and Albanians too, actually. But like English people, could you imagine? I like Polish people. You know what I mean?
I love Albanians.
I basically am like everybody's fine, but English people, they're like, I fucking hate Poles. And like I couldn't imagine having that thought in my head.
Well, they've got British hate because they drink. So like I know a bunch of British people, know a bunch of Polish people. The Polish immigrants all are drunk on the subway. A lot of them, like they drink on the subway, and like they get into like a lot of English people will be like, how dare you come to our country and be drunk on the subway? And it's like, oh, like that's where you draw the line,
exactly.
British people?
Yeah.
You'll fucking be like drunk pissing in the street, but just like a weekday and you're on the subway.
Have you ever seen a British person on mainland Europe, dude?
Yeah. Like
they're barbaric.
That's where you draw the fucking line? Like,
you got to read this book, Among the Thugs. It's about British, like this guy like embedded himself with British football hooligans in the early 90s, late 80s. And it is the most fucking like savage portrayal of like the British like 40-year-old like geezer, like fucking, they're like barbarians.
Have you spent some time in Turkey? Did you ever go to any?
Never been to Turkey.
Oh, I thought that you went through Turkey.
No, I went through Iraq.
Oh, you came up from the south.
yeah.
Big difference, bro.
Okay. No,
I went over the fucking the Tigris.
What was that like flying into Iraq?
Rocked. Well, it sucked a little bit because I was just supposed to call this guy when I got off, and I got off the plane, called the guy, he didn't pick up, and I'm just like at the airport. Like, and I'm not in Baghdad. I'm in Soleimani. I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm here.
Iraq rocked.
Yeah, but I was fucking. When I eventually did get hooked up with people, like when the guy did pick up his phone. Like I was basically in a safe house for like 3 days, but when I came back to leave through Iraq, there was the guy who ran the hotel, like it's like a hostel that like you stay at, that like he's like a contact for the smugglers, and if you were staying there before the smugglers like met up with you, he would get you wasted and then just like race in his car really fast. And my two guys I know, both dead actually now, who were staying with him, when I met them, they were like, dude, we hung out with a hotel guy and we got drunk with him, and then we were walking back to the hotel like wasted, and some guy like said fuck your mother to him, and the guy went back in the hotel and got a fucking 45 and shot at the guy, and I think he winged him. And then on the way out, I guess they like hung out with the hotel guy again. He's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with the dude now. Like, we're chill. And I talked to the hotel guy. I'm like, I heard about that you shot at somebody. He's like, yeah, check out the surveillance video. And he showed me this video of him like fucking just opening, and like I can see my friends trying to stop him from shooting him, like trying to push him back, but opening up on just a street with a 45.
Jesus Christ.
This dude. Yeah. But Iraq's tight. It's very safe.
We've got a foreign correspondent that goes overseas a lot, and he went to Iraq for a soccer game, right, Donnie? Yeah. He went over there. This is before the World Cup, as they were trying to qualify.
Oh no, you know what? Wait. They did. The soccer game got canceled because in the north there was like some rocket attack, which more had to do with Iran. But like FIFA didn't allow the game to happen in Iraq, so they just had a watch party.
They had a watch party at the stadium. Yeah, and he absolutely loved it. He loved Iraq.
It's great. Food's incredible. The thing is, everyone's like so nice that it's suspicious. You know what I mean? Because you're just not used to that here. It's like someone will be like, insist that you come to their house. And I'm like, if someone insists that I come to their house in America, I'd be like, you're going to molest me.
Yeah. So
Like,
You should come over to my house.
Yeah, I'd be like, no,
dude, come over. Like,
yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
beers.
So they'll like just feed you hella food and hang out with you.
that to me is a guilty conscience. You go over there and if an Iraqi citizen was like, come over to my house, I'd be like, you don't hate me?
I'm like, you should kill me.
You should hate
dude.
me. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm American, right?
Yeah, like our car, Hummer. Have you heard of Hummer H2?
Yeah.
We did this because of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I just keep thinking of that scene from American Sniper where he sees his elbow and sees that like he's got like a callus from like being in a prone position, and then he finds the guns underneath the house. And there's like,
What a way for that guy to go out.
Yeah.
did you see the news this week in the New York Times?
There's a new American Sniper?
No, about Iraq.
No.
So it turns out that George Bush lied about the Iraqi war. Yeah. Yeah,
No
dude. I know.
fucking
Yeah,
way.
I'm sorry.
It's the first I'm hearing about
I
this.
should have given you guys a trigger warning about that. But
What?
yeah.
Like it doesn't exist?
Well, no. So apparently, George W. Bush wanted to invade Iraq back in as early as when he ascended to the presidency, and he really wanted to go after them. And then after 9/11, he made it very clear with his administration that they needed to find evidence linking them either to Al Qaeda or to having weapons of mass destruction.
What?
And the intelligence came back and they were saying, well, it's not really there. We can't really tie this all together. And then they were told by their bosses, well, you need to work harder and find this. And then Bush and Cheney both knew that the evidence wasn't a slam dunk. And they went ahead and they said we should invade Iraq anyways.
That's crazy. Well, it
It's
went
wild,
well,
isn't
least,
it?
though. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the thing is, it all came out in the wash, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were the better team.
We were
So
the better
we just
team.
we
Yeah,
just rolled the ball
exactly.
out there. We don't need a game plan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we just go in, dominate, and then got out.
So who did 9/11?
It's a good question,
It's
Billy.
a good question.
What? Huh.
You might ask yourself this: was there a 9/11?
Yeah, I was kind of there.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
What are you
yeah,
like
yeah,
the guy
yeah.
from the league? You were in the you escaped?
No, I was
Was there
on
a
the
guy-
island of Manhattan.
I will say, fake 9/11 survivors. So my favorite people in the world, probably people who fake illnesses. I love them. Munchausen's people.
I should preface this. I wasn't at 9/11. I was on the island of Manhattan.
He was
during
on the
9/11.
plane. But
How
I
old
was
were you?
Very, very young. My mother was. She always tells us stories. So
Okay. So it's basically like you were there.
no.
Okay.
I love race fakers
Rachel Dolezal.
New race faker just dropped.
in Canada.
No, this lady, I'm trying to remember the details behind it. I just read an article about her 2 days ago. She was in charge of inclusion and diversity for
There we
somebody.
fucking go.
And she's just a white woman
so sick.
that has been pretending to be really a mix of a lot of different races. But her parents are now giving interviews being like, we're just white. Our family's white.
There was my favorite one was a woman who called herself La Bambalera, who was a nice Jewish girl from the Midwest who pretended to be Dominican and black and lived in New York and bronzed herself. And there's a really incredible video of her at calling into a city council Zoom meeting, talking the most fucked up caricature of a New York Spanish accent and talking about the barrio and shit like that. And her parents were like, "You're Jewish from Kansas. You're not."
I mean, how funny. George Santos, Jew.
George Santos, yeah, that's a rare male race faker. It's actually statistically, because I got really into it for a while, because it happened in Canada a bunch, but it was all people pretending to be Native American. Two Indian, from India women just got caught pretending to be Native American Indian, which is a rare
gray area.
Yeah,
I'm a
no,
little
it's
more
not. It's
forgiving.
the same name.
I'm a little more forgiving because they might have moved to a place where they're like, "Oh, I'm Indian," and they're like, "Oh," and there are people there.
Oh, you guys have one too.
Oh.
yeah.
And they're like,
They just-
"Fuck, I hate explaining
they
this
just
every
rolled
time. Like,
with
I'm
it,
from
yeah.
India, the country, you
Yeah.
idiots."
So it was it was a woman who was in charge of. She was the chief equity and inclusion officer at a Quaker charity, and the Quakers that were running it, they their antennas went up, and they thought that maybe she was an informant or she was trying to infiltrate them, and so they did some investigative research into her. She was claiming to be of Arab, South Asian, and Latin descent, but she was actually born a white girl named Rachel. So,
Interesting. So she was just kind of throwing
Yeah.
maybe one of these will stick.
Yeah, if I say enough, then it's not going to piss off one group entirely.
Yeah,
that will ask me too many questions. Because I'll be
Exactly.
like,
I
well,
can just pretend to be like, I don't know that part really well.
yeah, I was more South Asian in that facet of my upbringing than I was Latin American.
I would just make one up. Like, oh yeah, I'm from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you said it confidently enough, I would be like,
It's
okay.
like Asian. That's what I would do. Yeah, Zimbabwe, it's Asian.
What do you think the psychology behind being a race faker would be?
I think it's trying to identify with victimhood to get like if you come from a not like
You feel bad?
like
You feel bad that
feel
you have
bad, so
privilege?
it's like you rather like be part of like oppressed group to like get that sympathy than feel the guilt.
I think it's just people. I mean, I also think about this with like fake veterans and shit like that. Like why people do that, because it's really easy. Like stolen valor shit. That's really easy to get caught in too.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it's people
Billy
tell.
did it one time.
You did it?
No, he was just at
I just
the,
used to have a crew cut. And
he was
I
at the airport and he
You
was
do-
wearing like
I was
full
wearing
camo.
a hiking. I was wearing a hiking.
But it was
boots.
just because he loves
You
camo.
went to the airport in full can. You knew what you were doing, dude.
No. I had hiking boots and a hiking backpack
Oh, classic airport
and camo
attire.
pants.
and camo pants on, but I didn't enter the plane
First,
first. I didn't
because
do
you
any of that.
pussed out last minute.
No, we were going on.
Wait, Billy, how happy was your dog to see you when you got home?
He couldn't even see you.
I didn't film a video of me and my dog getting home. Just like, what's up, buddy?
And Billy returns from
Did
his
you
trip
like
to
to?
Columbus.
Did you surprise your daughter at her basketball game?
She doesn't know I'm her father.
Yeah, she doesn't know you're in special forces, because you would be special forces.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
There was
but like Seagal, Steven Seagal, speaking of special forces and race faker, Seagal was just like, I'm going to combine every race in the world to
Yep.
be what, like, you know how that whole thing is like when they like show what people's going to look like 500
Yep.
years in the future? That is literally, Steven Seagal is living that reality today. Steven Seagal is every single race from every single time period. He belongs to like cultures that went extinct 2,000 years ago.
He's like
you
the
know what I
complete
mean?
average of human civilization.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
ancient apocalypse guy, Graham
Yes,
Hancock,
yeah.
the people who built those ancient structures that he talks about was Steven Seagal.
Exactly.
There was one moment out in Columbus. I'm not going to say who it was, but we were at a basketball game. This was last weekend, and it's the first four of the NCAA tournament. So it's not even really the NCAA tournament. It's like
Yeah.
a play-in game for it, and the crowd is like half full at most, and they don't have like a good halftime setup. There's no like entertainment, and then all these people come out onto the court and they start like saying the Pledge of Allegiance all at once to a flag. And the person that I was sitting next to was like, what the hell are we watching right now? And this woman in front of us turns around and she goes, watch your fucking mouth. These people are getting sworn into the United States Air Force right now. And then like the crowd goes nuts, like clapping for this group of like 60 people. And then my friend looks at me, he's like, it's still kind of weird to have this as a halftime entertainment. Usually it's like somebody on a unicycle flipping bowls on top of their head, or like a dog chasing a frisbee across the court.
It's something fun.
Yeah, it was just a massive swearing in ceremony at halftime.
Could you imagine? You know the induction, not the induction, but like the army recruiting place in Times Square.
Oh, that got bombed that one time?
Did it?
Yeah, that was a whole weird. There was a weird time where Times Square was like,
Oh yeah, the trash
was
cans.
getting bomb threats all the time.
Could you imagine joining the army from the Times Square Army Recruitment Center and then dying?
That was the OG one.
Oh, like from like back.
Remember, like when like part of it was because of the whole Kiss picture during World War II.
Oh, the wrong Kiss. I was like, Kiss?
Yeah,
Gene
Yeah.
Simmons.
the non-consensual fucking.
Oh, the soldier
Yeah.
kissing the Oh, sailor kissing.
You know what?
the-
I actually remember the first time I was interviewing at Barstool. There was a
they made you do that.
no. There was a
Well, the funny part is like Billy said the
I
first
was
time, like he didn't nail the first interview.
no. There's multiple interviews, but I was walking. I walked through Times Square, and like later that day, there was a car running over terrorist attack.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
spring of 2017, and it happened and I just missed it.
Could have been you.
yeah.
It was one of those things. It was literally like hours.
You remember the
Hours?
Hours is crazy.
You just said I just missed it.
It was like an hour later.
I'm glad you're okay, Billy.
Yeah.
Could've been
I
you.
just
Well,
walked
Billy's
through
reflexes
it
would
before.
have. Are you kidding me?
Billy was within hours of a murder in New York.
Yeah.
It
Billy,
wasn't a
That's
murder. The
us
guy
right
mowed
now.
down.
Someone has been killed around this office in the last
It was
probably
when a guy.
24
It was
hours.
a guy drove through
Billy,
the pedestrian.
don't
walking
act
thing.
like
Took-
your ancient warrior reflexes wouldn't
Are
have
you talking about
caused you
berserker mode?
to just gone. Or
talking
you
about
think
war mode?
Yeah, you would have just gone straight at that car and crushed
You
the
don't,
front.
do you don't think my ancient primal ancestors would have arisen out of me
Exactly,
and
yeah.
saved the day?
Tren.
Fucking hunting magic wouldn't have came out.
Oh, you ever seen that picture? Actually, let me ask you this: you ever seen that picture of that massive dude in ISIS?
The one who hunted the guys in ISIS.
No.
This guy
There's
was
that
in
guy.
ISIS?
The guy who's in ISIS is an executioner.
No, but I remember the giant guy who's
I want to do
fighting
natty
ISIS.
or not with that guy.
Wait, giant guy fighting ISIS.
Is the guy who was
remember-
the guy in the Iraqi army? Do you think that
Yeah,
guy's
but
natty?
he was like I think he was a Kurdish. He was like
He's
part
a
of the.
Peshmerga.
Yeah, he was part of one of the militias.
Yeah.
You want to see Billy's range right now when he's talking about like Persian militias to his reaction when he hears this news? Billy, the New York Jets just traded.
No, please don't tell me it's
They
about
tr-
to be bad news.
They traded Elijah Moore away to the
Oh,
Browns
What the fuck?
for their second round pick.
Oh,
Grade that trade, Billy.
well, Elijah Moore doesn't like being in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't like it at all.
Neither
He
do
likes
you.
fresh air.
He
He's Elijah Moore and a third for a second.
no, he
It should
didn't
be.
like Zach. He didn't like Zach Wilson. He didn't like he wasn't getting the ball. We have a lot of targets. His production wasn't that great, but he was amazing on Ole Miss. I think it might be. He definitely wanted out. If that was the trade, then he wouldn't have been useful for us this season.
Okay, so I knew that Billy's reaction would just be, that's kind of good. So Billy, now get back to analyzing whether or not a militia member was on steroids.
Archangel of Death. I think
He gets Archangel. Well, I guess Angel of Death was Mengele.
No,
the
wait.
famous.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know, that one's that guy kind of ruined. Angel of Death is such a badass nickname. Holocaust really took that from us.
Yeah, he was the guy that was obsessed with twins, right?
Twins.
Guys
And then he
love
moved,
twins.
Then he moved to fucking Bolivia, and
Oh.
there's a town that's like got 3 times as many twins as anywhere else in the world near where he was supposed to have lived.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Was he the dude that had a heart attack when he was swimming?
I don't know how he died,
Like he might have died of natural causes.
but he went by Jose Mengele.
He didn't even change his last name.
I don't know if he did. I mean, I had to change his last. Bolivia was pretty good spot to be a Nazi in after World War II.
Yeah.
Klaus Barbie and shit. I mean, that was like.
You know what I did hear from a military contractor about Iraq is that the hospitals were wide open and that they had amazing HGH and TRT in the pharmacies there.
Wait, like for transgender?
No, for like this dude who was just using steroids.
Oh,
He was-
He's an HG. I'm thinking of HRT.
Yeah. He was like a bodybuilder from.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of. You know what's really big out there is synthol. What's that?
Yeah, but this dude's natty.
You don't know what synthol is?
No.
You
This
think he's
dude's
natty?
Yeah, this dude's 100% natty.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the executioner.
Yeah, dude, he's like one of those. Yeah, his
He's just beast
his
mode.
fat content. Yeah, that's just like that's like the Great Khali. He's just
Yeah.
a dude who's just born giant.
Yeah.
But there's this other dude who was fighting, who was just like jacked, and he had
Yeah.
a big beard, and he was like this guy's part of the Kurdish forces.
Yeah,
killing
I
ISIS.
remember that. Who that guy was? He was like in the Iraqi army. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, or Peshmerga or something. But
Yeah,
my thing is that so synthol is just some shit that you inject, and it literally bubbles your muscle up like
it's disgusting.
it's
oil.
horrific.
Oh, so
it's like have you ever seen those guys who I used to see this in San Francisco sometimes, the nudist dudes, they put shit in their balls and they would make their balls really big. I saw a guy on roller skates do it in front of City Hall once when I was like 17, and it blew my mind because I thought the dude had a fucking dick goiter. But no, it's just like you inject your arm with oil and it blows your muscle up to be like cartoonishly big.
It doesn't make you strong at all. It just makes you.
It
It's
definitely
purely
makes you
cosmetic.
weaker. It definitely makes you weaker.
It probably makes you way more likely to develop some sort of massive infection.
100%. Yeah, you will die from it.
Yeah.
But people love
you look
doing it.
cool.
Yeah. Well, you look something.
Yeah,
You look.
that's kind of like a body mod thing, right? It's like a body mod
Yeah.
kink, where especially if you do it to your nutsack,
Yeah.
you're just trying to.
You ever body mod?
I've never. Well,
Or biohack.
have I body?
You have biohacked.
What's
Wait.
biohack? Like what biohack? have you
Billy
done?
injected me one time with research chemicals in my arm when I hurt a ligament in my arm.
I helped him avoid surgery, and he still thinks.
You did this?
It was the dumbest thing that I've ever done.
I was gonna say you seem like a together guy.
Yeah, but no, I right where I'm sitting, I put my arm out and I let Billy stick a needle into my arm and inject me with peptides.
Vein?
No,
subcutaneous.
Subcutaneous.
So
shot.
into the muscle, and
It was intramuscular.
it kind of worked.
It worked?
Yeah, it
sneaky.
worked. So it's
You should go to med school, Billy.
I might. It actually might be safer for everybody.
if you actually got a license.
Well, actually, no. Why don't you just tell people you went to med school?
Yeah.
Yeah, just wear a white coat.
Wear a white coat.
Dude. No.
It is cool. Once you reach a certain level of going to the gym enough, you start to get into like the kind of science they were into in like the 1700s, where you're like balancing your humors and like and you're like
bro science.
bro science,
Brian
like
science, yes, the proper term.
chemical like compounds are mixed. Like you're trying to turn lead into gold.
Yeah. I was talking to a lady last week that said that she once a week she goes to get her body retuned. So she'll go and she has a shaman, and she'll lay down, and then her shaman will hit 2 tuning forks and then put them right over, like hover them over each ear until like the pitch matches exactly. And she says the vibrations retune her body. So the body is like a human instrument that can get out of tune either
Were
sharp
you just
or
like,
flat. I was like, that sounds I like music too.
Yeah, yeah.
So being a doctor is really hard, but being a nurse practitioner that can prescribe,
It's not that hard.
not that hard. We can actually this might be able to. We can make this happen.
There's websites that I can get you a doctorate degree. You give me $250. and I'll give
Santo
you-
style.
Yeah.
Santo style.
Yeah.
Fuck. Then politics
Dude.
after doctor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying is, Billy, all we got to do is get you a law degree from like, Virgin Islands or something.
Yeah.
We got to get you a fucking medical degree
From Colombia.
yeah, from
the country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, from Colombia. And then what other kind of degrees? I guess that's pretty much it. And then we got to get you like a PhD in something from like, what's the online college? Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix. And
DeVry.
then I think, DeVry. And then I honestly think we can get you Senate.
Yeah.
I think
dude.
we start
Oh,
Senate.
that'd be huge.
I think that'd be crazy.
That'd be
For New
huge.
York?
Yeah.
You just got to go as Senator Billy though.
Senator
Yeah.
Billy. Yeah.
I can't commit crimes. My name's Billy. Billy doesn't embezzle.
If no-
he doesn't.
It's not William. That's a William crime.
William.
Billy
yeah,
breaks
William's
the
got
law.
something to hide.
That's just Billy being a rascal.
Barstool Billy.
Yeah, if I break the law,
Senator Barstool.
Senator Barstool Billy.
hey, what's up, my constituents?
Yeah, I think all marriage is gay.
You roll a keg in on your first day.
Yeah.
Look, first off,
I got my
we gotta get the
quorum.
vibes going. Look, you want to talk filibuster? We can filibust this keg open and then we can get
there you
real
go.
shit done.
I thought you would go somewhere else with that, but I'm glad you went there. Yeah, you get a vice senator too for when you feel sick.
Yeah.
The
You know,
thing
because
is,
I say athletes always injure themselves. They're very sickly people.
yeah, when George Bush was Billy's age, I actually think he was a lot like Billy.
I think
Yeah.
he was a lot worse, to be
Well,
honest.
a lot worse.
I don't do cocaine.
His wife killed a man, a woman,
That's true.
somebody. I can't remember which gender, but definitely a person.
Ran through a stop sign.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Laura Bush did.
They like covered it up.
Really?
basically. Yeah. She fully like drunk ran through a stop. I don't know if she was drunk actually, but she did run through a stop sign, killed somebody, and just nothing happened.
Dude, all those politicians were doing terrible shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Ted Kennedy, like, he's probably one of the ones who got caught.
I'm gonna tell you.
Think about the Murdaugh family.
Yeah.
That has just a little bit of power in like a very poor part of the country that like they're able to just cover up shit. Think about super powerful families
Yeah.
and people in like
Chappaquiddick.
Chappaquiddick in fucking New York, fucking Washington. They're getting away with all sorts of shit. They're all scum.
Yeah. Fucking Eric
Get him,
Adams
Billy.
says he's vegan. The man eats fish.
Oh, he says he's a vegan.
He's a
Dude,
pescatarian,
this is what I'm
motherfucker.
telling you. This is what I'm telling you. Eric Adams tells the craziest lies that like you ever meet guys that like just tell lies
Yeah.
that they don't need to tell.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
obviously fake.
I think there's one in the room right now.
Wait, he's a pescatarian.
He says
No, pescatarian is
Never
someone
met anyone like
does
that.
not eat meat but does eat fish. I thought, what's the religious pesca?
Talking about Presbyterian?
No, but it's related to fish. Yeah.
I think some
Episcopalian?
people, like Jews don't eat shellfish.
Yeah, but there's
You're talking about Lent?
there's something
During
that
the
has to
Lent?
do
Yeah,
with
definitely Catholic.
Jesus
He's
giving
definitely
fish.
thinking about
Catholics.
Lent.
Well,
Yeah, you're
there's
100%.
a story about that, but that's
I know
not
where
a...
he makes all the fish.
It's a
Jesus
Catholic
makes all the
thing.
fish, but like there's
Billy,
some like
were you
Psalms
raised
also.
religious?
I was raised Catholic. Yes.
Okay, it's a Catholic thing. I think you got.
Oh no, what fish on Friday?
Yeah.
No, but there's a name that sounds a lot like pescatarian that I always mix up.
Episcopalian or
Episcopalian or
Presbyterian.
Presbyterian. Yes.
But there is a fish sign involved.
Yes.
Yeah, the
That's
Jesus.
the Jesus fish. Were you baptized?
I do know all these things, but
I'm
there's
Jewish, dude. He wrecked our whole shit, and I know this.
pescatarian.
He's the reason we don't eat shellfish.
No, never mind. Forget I said pescatarian. I thought I said the religious word, not the. I was trying to figure out if I said the
Says
religious
he's
word.
vegan, he's an Episcopalian.
This is what I'm saying. Eric Adams was like, I'm vegan. I live a vegan lifestyle. Would always give interviews about how he's vegan. And then he eats the same meal every night at this restaurant that's owned by these two criminals that he's friends with. Like two convicted felon dudes. And he's there until like 4 a.m. every night because he only sleeps like, Trump guy sleeps for like 3 hours every night. And just like some reporter followed him is like, yeah, he eats fish every single meal. Like
It's not.
It's not just that you're literally just not vegan.
Yeah. Didn't he also live in New Jersey?
100%.
And then he
yes.
claimed that his apartment was not in
And
New
it's like
Jersey.
he lived in some like basement, like his son's like basement apartment.
You
like,
can be a like rent property in New Jersey and say you live in New York.
I think he owned the property in New Jersey,
He
probably.
definitely was like a big New Jersey guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that we had elected Andrew Yang. He would have
God.
been just good
Dude,
for
that
good for
motherfucker-
content.
He is a fucking bum. Dude, here's the thing, Yang. You have I get it. You have just failed. You failed. Here, try a new thing, right? I'm running for something 8 times, I lose. I'm getting into sports. You know? I'm going to find a new thing to do.
What do you think about universal basic income?
But no,
You
never
know-
going to happen.
You know what's so funny about Yang? I remember watching PFT had a interview with Yang, and he won't say this, but Andrew Yang at the end of the interview was like, "We're done with this. I'm better than this," because he brought up a circumcision question, which was funny.
Yeah.
But that
yeah,
motherfucker would eat out of PFT's hand right now.
100%.
Just for
He
clicks.
would eat your foreskin right now,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's-
He'd be going off about
Well, 'cause
circumcision. He'd be like,
Yang was Yang. He had something about circumcision, right?
He was anti-forced circumcision at birth. So he said he kind of pulled the "I'm just asking questions"
Yeah.
about circumcision, but it shouldn't be something that's the norm.
My thing is, all right.
And
so
then I think I said to him like, "I'm circumcised. Does my dick suck?" And then he was like, "Okay, I'm literally on my way to the Democratic debate right now.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
this interview's
circumcised.
over."
Does my dick
Yeah.
suck? It's a really
haven't
good
we
question.
gotten to the point of cleanliness as a society where it's not necessary?
But here's the thing. So I don't care whether someone's circumcised or not. You know, it's not my business. I don't even want to see what's going on down
No
there.
skin off
right?
my back.
No skin off my back. But in San Francisco, they were like, there was a ballot measure because you can put like measures on the ballot in California and in San Francisco. These guys were like trying to ban circumcision by being like, it's male genital mutilation. And they get almost like it gets to be pretty popular. Like, they convince a lot of people. There's kind of a groundswell. They're like signing people up, signatures to get on the ballot. And then they put out a comic book as like a like a campaign thing, right? Like to educate people about circumcision. Unfortunately, in the comic book, Foreskin Man, who's the hero, is a sort of Superman but blonde with blue eyes. If you can see where I'm going here. And the bad guys were just Orthodox Jews. It wasn't like bad guys that were aliens. It was just straight up just Jews as the bad guys and they were like, we got to take these babies' foreskins and stuff like that. And so that kind of squashed that. You could still find it online. It's Foreskin Man, which
Google
actually
it, Billy.
appears you've already been Googling that the whole time, Billy.
No.
It's Foreskin Man, not men's foreskin.
No,
All right.
the funny thing is, actually, that's funny. Look at this tweet.
It's too far.
It's just
could've-
okay.
This is good podcasting.
Could just read it.
No, what's crazy is that there's actually been they're trying to put together legislation to ban FGM, female genital mutilation, which is happening a lot in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know this, but like in certain communities, certain refugee communities, I think in Minnesota,
Huh.
There's been tons of FGM under Sharia law, and they can't get it. Like they've been trying to get the practice banned, but they can't because.
Can you cite your sources on this one?
Yeah.
Joey?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some citations.
I'm gonna need a
Because
citation on this
whenever
guy.
people talk about like places in Michigan and Minnesota are implementing Sharia law, that's usually
I gotta tell you,
dubious.
shout out to the Somalis in Minnesota who just, well, not all the Somalis, but one Somali diagnosed with pneumonia and saved my ass when I was there. I feel like a month ago.
How did he
Because
save you? Or she?
It was a guy. And
Okay.
I was like, "What's going on, doc? I was really sick and I was coughing up blood." And I get in there and he just looks at me. He's like, "You got pneumonia."
What did they give you?
They gave me so many antibiotics. I didn't have time to test what kind of pneumonia I had, viral or bacterial.
They were just like, you were at the point where you need some medicine.
I need some medicine. Yeah.
Shout out Somalia.
And they didn't charge me.
In the U.S., approximately 500,000 women and girls have undergone or at risk of FGM.
From what website is this from?
EqualityNow.org.
Mm-hmm.
A just world for women and girls.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure it
.org
happens.
is a step up.
.org's a
for
step up.
Billy.
.org's a step up.
Ending FGM requires a multi-sectorial approach that brings together law enforcement, CPA, educators,
Well,
physicians.
this is just an informative. You said there's
So-
legislation in Minnesota.
No,
I
no,
think
I didn't
it's
say
illegal.
legislation in
Yes, you
Minnesota, but
did.
they're trying to pass legislation. But the thing is, in order to like pass, like you can't do FGM. You like
I gotta feel like that's already illegal.
I got that's what I'm with you on this.
That's gotta
I'm
be a
pretty sure
crime.
that's
Yeah.
illegal already.
Have you seen the guys that go out and they protest circumcision? The guys in the
those
white
guys.
suits?
Those guys care more about circumcision than I've cared about anything in my
They're
entire
at Pet
life.
Walkway at UT all the time.
Have you seen that show, John Wilson?
No.
It's a HBO. It's kind of like by the Nathan For You guy, but he goes to a guy who's trying to regrow his foreskin's house and films it. The guy has weights. It's a fucking crazy episode, but he has weights. He's trying to like regrow his foreskin. And like his
get
whole
gains.
family's there and shit. And it's like his family are like regular people, and they're like, yeah, it's like what our dad does. Like, and he like writes songs about it. But yeah, he's trying to get gains on his
That
foreskin.
guy just hates his dick.
He hates his dick. And let me tell you, it's fine.
Yeah, what's the big
Either
deal?
way you're going, it's fine.
Also, by their implication, by saying that circumcision is bad, all those guys are saying that my dick sucks.
Well, your dick does suck.
It's not, but that's beside the point.
Stormy
But
Daniels.
that's not. It's not because it's circumcised.
Yeah,
it's for other reasons.
See, my thing with me is like, you know how like if you stretch the long intestine out, it's like 40 feet, right? Or like even longer, right? My penis is regular if you do that. If it's like you do not Big League Chew. What's the 6 feet of the gum thing?
fruit roll up.
But
No, bubble
fruit
tape.
roll up stuff,
Hubba
but any
bubba.
of those things,
Hubba bubba.
you roll it out.
This
It's
is bubble
fine.
tape. 6 feet of bubble gum. Bubble tape.
But
Tape.
as
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
crow flies, we're not getting a lot of ground. We're getting like 2-3.
Yeah, if you did Google Maps directions on your dick.
Directions, yeah, exactly. But if we do like squiggles, if we do actually every footstep you'd have to take, it's a lot longer.
It's a great dick.
Yeah. Well,
That's a perfectly normal dick.
Bubble tape is made by Hubba Bubba. It's Hubba Bubba
Hubba
bubble
Bubba bubble tape.
Okay,
Yes,
all right,
yeah,
that's
Hubba
what it
Bubba
is.
bubble tape. Yeah, great feeling to just bite in the middle of that.
Just put the whole wad in
yeah,
there.
put the whole
wad
wad
in.
in.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
psychotic.
Oh, it's
No,
crazy.
Big
That's
League Chew?
It's a
Big League Chew.
Well, Big League Chew's a completely different thing.
completely different
But you
product.
put the whole pouch in your mouth the same way you put the whole Hubba Bubba fucking tape
You put
in your
an
mouth.
entire Big League Chew pouch in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to Billy here.
He's
No,
built
we
different.
were like
Wild boys.
I might need to. I need to buy some.
Yeah, we'll
some
do this.
green apple.
This is the new science
It's just
experiment.
making me want it.
Just,
Oh, gee.
just have Billy try to
I'll
do
order
an
some
entire
right
big
now.
then you
shit.
blow big ass bubbles. I'm pretty sure I did that when we were playing Jenga.
Yeah, Billy respects mass.
Just blow
You
some
blow
big,
bubbles as an adult?
put some big ass wad of Big League Chew. I'm gonna blow big ass bubbles.
Do we want to do voicemails? We didn't put out voicemail questions. Do you have any voicemails for us, Brace? Which one?
Do you have questions?
Brace, what are we plugging?
Let me see if I do have any voicemails.
You can
I
find
have
Brace.
204 unlistened to voicemail messages.
Oh, let's just listen to
I
radio
have
one.
394 unread text messages.
You can find Brace on the TrueAnon podcast.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Oh, if you are a rich Hollywood producer and you want to give me $3 million to produce my ghost hunting TV show that I had the greatest idea for, please get in touch with me.
We've talked to some ghost hunters on this show.
No, we did. They weren't even ghosts. The group we talked to, you can get a ghost hunting show without even ghosts, just going to dark old buildings.
A ghost hunting TV show is the greatest racket. This isn't an actual ghost hunting TV show. This is, can I tell you guys my idea?
Yeah.
2 guys, right? They had a ghost hunting show on H&E or what's the fucking A&E or History Channel.
Yeah.
I haven't decided which. And in this world that the show takes place in, ghosts are real. I want to be clear on that. And you can get rid of ghosts somewhere by making them feel enough emotion to become corporeal, so that you can and when they do become that, you can either convince them to leave, you can banish them, or you can kill them like you would kill a human being.
Okay.
With a gun or hands or whatever.
Corporeal corpse.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
You just have to make them. You have to turn them human again.
You have to turn them human again by showing them letters from loved ones, or like making fun of them, making them horny, or making them sad or angry or whatever.
I like that.
So these 2 guys are they're living on top of the world, right? Like they're big time ghost hunters. They've got this television show, and they're they're kind of not. They're they originally started from humble origins, and now they've kind of gotten lost in the sauce. They don't talk to their old friends or anything anymore. And they're keep having to do these bigger and bigger stunts, right? Get rid of more famous and more famous ghosts. One of them got into the game because he had sex with a ghost of Marilyn Monroe when he was 16 and no one believed him. The other one was bullied by Casper, the friendly ghost. He lived at the house Casper haunted. And so these guys have a long history of ghost hunting. They are in 3rd season of their show, season finale. They got to do it big. They're going to Dachau. And they're we're going to get rid of the ghosts. They get to Dachau.
Wait, Dachau?
The concentration camp.
Oh.
Really, really violent one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's no ghosts. And these guys are stupid, so they could just be doing it in the woods outside. These guys, but they're and they inadvertently deny the Holocaust on their ghost hunting TV show by insisting on saying the words "draw your own conclusions" over and over and over and over again. But they're just saying draw your own conclusions about whether ghosts are real, not whether the Holocaust happened. They lose the show. Their lives are ruined. And my idea for a show is these 2 guys trying to get back on their feet by becoming ghost hunters again, but they're scrappy back in the hometown. They have to it's a rags to riches, back to rags kind of story. And I have a whole 6-episode arc written, and I just need $3 million.
Sounds like
so the show you were describing happened. That was
No,
real.
I made that up.
That's a
ghosts
made-up.
aren't real.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you didn't.
No,
I
the
thought
Holocaust,
you
to be
made
clear,
it up,
happened.
but
Wait.
then it sounded like that show actually happened, and I got
That's
it.
movie magic I just did
got
to you.
it.
I just did movie
I
magic to
was
you.
entranced.
Yeah.
What's the explanation for why there wasn't ghosts?
There isn't really one. It's just there weren't ghosts. I don't these guys don't know either, and they don't really care. They're just I don't know. There weren't ghosts there. And maybe another
Like
ghost
they
hunter
went
took care of
fishing and
them, or yeah.
What if they go to another camp and then find ghosts?
Well, it was their career was done the second that came out, right? And so that might take. I might have to do some more
You
world
need,
building
like,
with
Do
that.
Actually, I got a good one.
they eventually inadvertently prove that the Holocaust was real at the end
So
of the season?
that is part of that. That is part of the subtext or the subplot of their whole the 6-episode arc of this miniseries is them also trying to be look, this happened, right?
I got
and
an
right
idea.
the wrongs. Unfortunately, they do that by trying to get rid of Anne Frank's ghost, which they don't do very well. But the first episode, they are supposed to think they're going to kill a Confederate general ghost, but it does turn out to be the ghost of a neurodivergent man who died from holding his breath too long. And they have to get him out with Undertaker action figures. And it's sort of like the end of Mice and Men. They take him out like that. And it's a very somber ending to it.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Absolutely.
You need to ask for more money.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want $50 million.
I'd say, start with 20, 25.
$25 million?
25, and then they'll counter with 3, and then you'll say
100%.
yes.
Yes. But
Good
I won't
offer.
actually take 3 now that I said that.
I got evil dudes for you, a bunch of neo-Nazi Holocaust deniers who actually been killing all the ghosts.
That's a really good
That's
idea.
who went there before.
That's a genuinely good idea.
Yeah.
That's
So they
a
did-
genuinely
and that's
good
the
idea.
bad guys,
Yeah.
the dark.
That's a genuinely
And then they have to and those guys are onto them because they're
Yeah.
trying to prove it.
Oh,
and those guys are trying
that
to get
could be
them.
good for
All
the
right.
Anne Frank
So-
episode.
So then they show up back to Dachau, and they see the neo-Nazis, but they think the neo-Nazis are ghosts because they're so white.
And they killed
They're almost translate. No. They reintroduce them to humanity. They make them feel emotion and love for their fellow man.
They show them.
They
prove to the neo-Nazis that the Holocaust happened, and then it tore all these families apart by showing them old letters and stuff like
and
this.
then the neo-Nazis, they become like born again humanitarians.
They convert to Judaism.
Yeah. Wow,
I feel
better about the world already.
I feel better about this. Is making me feel good.
We did. That's what this podcast does.
That's what.
Then they go to Armenia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is entire the Globetrot.
Then there's Turkish bad dudes,
Bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they just. Oh, yeah.
They're just proven.
They go to
I
Tibet.
bet you could legit get a ghost hunting show on like the
That's
History
season-
Channel or
that's
something.
season 3.
That's just like Ghost Hunters Genocide.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Ghost
People
hunting
watch
shows
it.
are fucking insane, dude. It's just like 35-year-old guys in Realtree that are pretending to be so scared.
Yeah, and then they bring in the
E-readers.
fake e-readers, and
Yeah.
they put like radio frequency detectors on the table. They're like, see that? It's making a sound. That means
Yeah.
that there's a ghost nearby.
Yeah, it's such a
Oh,
cool
but they're right there with Bigfoot hunters.
big right
Oh
there.
my god, I
But-
love Bigfoot
but-
hunters.
Little tie into the episode. You know who is a ghost hunter now? Stormy Daniels.
Is she really?
That's her new
Jesus.
thing. She's a ghost hunter, and then she does interviews now. All she talks about is her ghost hunting TV
Wait,
shows.
really
she's trying to
quick,
make.
is that in your show?
No,
or
that's
in
real.
life?
That's real. That's real.
This world is so fucked up.
I love this world. Everything is incredible.
It's so crazy. This has been a good episode.
Yeah, I had a great time hanging out.
Oh,
with you.
Solid time. Anything else we want to wrap up? Mad Dog, did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, we good? Brace, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Where should people find you besides your podcast?
That's it. I just do the podcast.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/TrueAnonPod.
I am a subscriber.
2 a week.
Do you know that you can just get money for concepts for TV shows?
Yeah. You know, a guy actually tried to buy, what's his name?
I might be like,
A guy tried to buy my life rights, but he got canceled before. I'm trying to
yeah.
think of who it was.
You want to tell that story real quick?
What was it? Jake Gyllenhaal bought an article about that was partially about me to make a movie out of, but it never got made, which thank God.
Would they have tried to turn that into some sort of propaganda for one side or
I
another?
have no idea. I mean, it would have been a bad movie. But they did make a movie about the Kurds in the Syrian civil war, and there was a character based on, or a TV show on Hulu, and there was a character that was very clearly based on me on that. And I got mad, and then I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about this.
No, that's me.
Yeah, and I was like, that guy. It was literally like, if you see it, you're like that. Yeah.
What show is it?
It's called No Man's War. One season canceled after that because it was a really bad show.
Damn.
But no, it was, what's his name? He got canceled. It was like a beloved. He was like Colin Hanks, but he wasn't Colin Hanks. He was the younger brother of another guy. Who's
oh,
not Macaulay Culkin.
Younger brother.
He's not making shit.
Dave
these days.
Franco.
Not Dave Franco, but it's a Dave Franco type character.
huh?
Does Ben Affleck? Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck.
Casey. Oh, he
Casey
got
Affleck.
canceled
I think so.
Yeah.
for what?
He's kind of a pest.
Yeah, I think it was like a medium cancel.
After Manchester by the Sea, you can't cancel.
It's a great show.
No, it was just like so sad. Like
that was yeah. I never
Like-
saw it, but it looked sad.
But dude, but the thing about selling TV show ideas is like I'm a big ideas guy, just
I can
zero
tell.
follow through.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just could just like big idea, and then they just give me money. Then you're like big idea, they just give me money.
Don't
and
you
then
work
it's like,
at a media company?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Billy's actually
there's a lot of
describing his
follow-through.
job. Billy, you know,
Like, Billy, what is your? Sorry,
I don't know. This is the second time
what's
I've
your
gotten this
job?
This is the second time I've gotten that question this week.
No, but like,
Actually, the past 2 days.
I know you do this. What's the other part of your job?
I blog,
Okay, blogger.
make TikToks,
You make TikToks.
just tweet, consume content.
That's not job.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not get crazy here.
no, Billy, what you're
sometimes I
describing
fight.
though.
Are you an influencer?
No.
In a way.
No.
Billy's like, man, if I could just get to a place where I could have a platform to put out all these wacky ideas
Yeah.
I got, I'd have it made.
Yeah, you're describing exactly what you do. You're an ideas guy with no follow through, so you put out ideas that sound crazy and are funny, and then you don't actually make them. That is literally your job right
That is
now.
your job. You want someone to make them?
Billy's,
No, but
Billy's
they just
doing it
like,
right now.
they give you huge bags. Like,
I don't think they give you that big of bags.
I heard like I mean, $50K is a lot of money to me.
Well,
like I heard they're like throwing just like
I will say
the rights.
that movie Don't Look Up, that was based off a tweet.
Was it really?
Yeah.
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 I remember the tweet.
I
didn't actually make that connection until you just said
it
it.
was based off a tweet.
Like
Did they pay that person?
Yeah, the dude got fucking co-creation credits.
That's
for it.
sick.
I have a lot. Oh, I have a lot of tweets.
Yeah,
I'm
you do.
sure you
Gold
do.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
They should listen. If you're a big Hollywood producer, just take a look at Billy's timeline.
And these TV shows.
Yeah.
Ideas.
Well, no, this is nothing compared to.
Oh, TV show idea. Friday Night Lights in Hawaii, Outer Banks themes and motifs. It's called Tiki Torches and Touchdowns. Okay. I wrote a whole blog. It's called Tiki Torches and Touchdowns. The star quarterback just wants to surf, but he needs to go to the mainland to a major
This is
university
a
to play
really-
football,
this
but he
is a-
doesn't want to go. He just wants to stay home and surf. He's like, there's no waves. There's no waves in Texas. And
There are though.
This is
It's University of
made
Texas.
you've made High School Musical, but with surfboards.
No. Kind of, yeah, but it would play. It would play all these motifs, but also like Outer Banks type hijinks, boats and shit. Like
Right, so you've reskinned
Pogues-
High School Musical.
Pogues and the other dudes, and then there's like there's like a cop and like a cop who's a bounty hunter, and he's a father of one of the players, like a dog the bounty hunter type, and the other player's father's a drug dealer, and they're always chasing each other, but through their sons, it's like that's a whole motif, and then like
So
that's
you
a whole
want
theme.
Outer Banks, Dog the Bounty Hunter, High School Musical, Friday Night Lights,
Yep.
a Cinderella story. There's
Yeah,
elements
yeah,
of
they're
that
called
in there.
subplots.
You could throw
Big
yeah,
T.
Yeah, and
dude, those
just
are so
combine them
motifs.
all
Yeah,
into
motifs.
one thing.
100% $1 million show. It would fucking get all the
That's not that much money.
That's really not that much money, dude.
$1 billion show.
Okay, all right,
there
now-
we go.
now
Now
we're
we're
talking.
$1 billion show.
All right, so you know what's fucked up? I should get paid for this.
Why?
Because so you guys were familiar with the show Billions.
Oh yeah.
Based on Billy.
Based on Billy's ideas. A couple years ago, I came up with the idea for a show called Trillions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which is, okay, you're going to make a show called Billions. Well, fuck you. I've got trillions. They're making trillions.
They're making trillions?
The people from Billions are like, we're going to do a spin-off, and
You
it's
know
going
what?
to be called
It's fuck
Trillions.
We need
Fuck Joe Biden. That's inflation.
we
That's
need
'cause of
we need a
inflation.
gritty one. Thousands.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one's like that one's
Zoom in.
like keeping it real. Exactly. Just a family trying to get by.
Infinity Dollars
Yeah.
would be another good one.
Suits too. Remember that show?
Yeah.
Check this out one. Shorts.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that's
one I
good.
can have some crossover with Tiki Torches and Touchdowns.
Okay, the Sopranos, but it's called
The Altos.
The Altos, and it's big women.
Check this out. The falsettos, it's babies. You just have fat babies talking to each other, babies fucking shooting each other. Yeah.
What we discovered on the show a while ago was that everything's entourage.
100%.
It just
Yeah.
The Sopranos is Italian entourage, and you can just Billions is just rich entourage.
Yeah, that's
Everything's
true.
entourage.
Succession is fancy entourage.
Yeah, you like Succession?
I really watched it.
I mean,
It's good acting.
is Yellowstone Western entourage?
it is Western
but
entourage.
The equivalent of being a famous actor is owning a big ranch.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And turtles.
Tulsa King is Tulsa entourage, basically.
But
Mafia.
is Sopranos? Is there Entourage and then Sopranos? Is there two?
No,
They
Sopranos
are-
is entourage.
It is, but also I would say Yellowstone is more Sopranos with horses.
Yeah.
Which is so it makes it second degree entourage.
Yeah,
But
so-
Turtle is Rip. Turtle's
Yeah,
Rip.
yeah. The cleaner.
Turtle, what do
the
you do?
fixer.
Just drive around?
Arian was supposed to be on Yellowstone. I think the internet dropped out again. He was supposed to be. To bounce. He was supposed to be on Yellowstone. He auditioned for it.
Really?
Well, he had an audition and he blew it off because
I think they wanted him to be on the show.
yeah,
He has a
And
background
now
with
he's
horses.
just like on a Discord call,
yeah,
3 p.m.
yeah. Great
Damn.
job. You know what I respect about Kevin Costner?
I
though?
respect what?
Kevin Costner and Adam Sandler are somewhat similar.
Yeah.
They just get their friends, they get people that they like to work with.
Yeah.
And now that they've both got it made and they can do whatever they want, like Adam Sandler's like, let's go do another movie in Hawaii,
Yeah.
everybody. And Kevin Costner's like, you know what I love is Montana, so I'm just going to live in Montana, make movies about Montana, TV shows about Montana, and just have all my friends there and pay the money.
You know how Adam Sandler
They don't like him though in Montana.
They don't. Yeah, they don't like outsiders in Montana.
No, but like there's like bars in Bozeman in places that say Kevin Costner not allowed.
Really?
Because I don't know what happened.
Because he made a TV show about how outsiders are ruining Montana.
And he is an outsider.
As an outsider that's brought in a ton of people from New York and Los Angeles.
And then he becomes the governor in the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might become governor. What if he ran for governor of Montana?
He should. Here's the thing. If you play, he should do it.
That's like exactly what happened in Ukraine.
Yeah,
Zelensky.
literally what happened in Ukraine.
Yeah.
5'2".
Is he really 5'2"?
Look at
He's probably
pictures of Zelensky
still.
sometimes.
By the way,
if you're under 5'8", you should not be able to hold office.
absolutely.
Putin
Look
holding
throughout history.
Putin is doing some major Hitler moves, like actually stealing kids from Ukraine.
Do you think he actually is?
I actually think he. You know, why I actually think he is because the Russian population and ethnic group is so minuscule, and they literally could not.
What, are you gonna get like
keep up.
40 kids from Ukraine
No,
to fix
you
that?
can get thousands, and they like see the Ukrainians as like ethnically Russian, and like
Well,
they're not
all
grabbed.
the
They're
same
not
guy.
stealing
Yeah.
Chechen kids. They're stealing Ukrainian kids because they think they could actually be part of the Russian ethnic group.
I will say, I don't know if Hitler was doing. I think Hitler was doing some other stuff.
He was
with
stealing.
kids.
He was stealing kids from like all of Scandinavia,
Oh
Poland.
well, they had the breeding. ABBA came from that.
Yeah. But fucking Putin's doing exactly that, and that's like, that means that he's literally on, like, if Russia dies, like if like the Russian mythos dies, then the world shouldn't exist anymore.
I don't know if that's the case.
Like this, people think that I'm a Russia sympathist. So on this show, for
You're
some
trying
reason,
to like push back.
no, I'm
against
not
it.
push backing. I'm not even pushing back against it. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I'm like we should have never. Like I'm like I've been on record saying that I think Hunter Biden caused the war in Ukraine.
The bottom line is Billy appreciates both sides of the propaganda fight.
My thing is with Ukraine is this: we just need to get a third army in there. That's what I'm saying. All wars, the way that wars should be conducted is this: you both go to the UN. We're like, we're gonna do a war. Maybe one guy, like, you surprise the other guy. The UN is like, okay, I'll allow it. But you should have, like, we got to get like South Korea in there as a third force that fights both, right? Because that will bring them together, and they'll get the other people out.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I nominate Italians.
Oh my
But
God!
If Italy got involved,
Some of the
they would get
greatest
their,
lovers of all.
they would get their asses kicked.
Gaddafi at one point said that he was going to go. He was like making noise about like attacking Italy, but then he thought, I believe it was the defense minister was a woman, and he's like, she's too beautiful for me to do that. He also at one point,
I wish I could. I wish I could.
He goes to Italy and he gets 300 models and like arranged to like meet him,
Yeah.
and then he lectures them about the Quran for 3 hours. The guy is a fucking.
That's an Andrew Tate move.
dude. That's not an Andrew Tate move.
No. I actually saw a tweet about that. How he's like I was lecturing these cam girls on the Quran. Like
Bull.
that is not haram.
If this motherfucker's, first of all, you can only read the Quran in classical Arabic, unless
Right.
I mean, but if Andrew Tate has ever cracked the Quran in his life, I will eat my own shit.
Yeah, but that's what he claims. Like that's like something he says, like he does on Twitter.
I will say he is one of the most hard to imitate men, just in terms of his voice, that has ever lived.
By the way, he's also he's been locked up for. He kind of got snuffed.
Does he have no?
He keeps
he's
getting
got
30-day continued,
I
like
know.
holding like okay, we would like talk about. He's definitely been.
I read that he
snuffed.
has lung cancer, but it might not
it's-
actually be
no,
lung
yeah,
cancer,
it's
right?
not
It's his
lung
doctor
cancer.
saying.
His doctor said no. His doctor actually, his team actually came out and was like, "That's not. He doesn't have lung
He's
cancer."
just trying to get out of jail
just-
because they're holding him
My thing
illegally.
is, you don't want to move to like a second world country and be like, these guys will never arrest me. They're too corrupt and stupid. They'll never catch me. I'm the fucking man. These guys are pussies. They're gonna arrest whether you're actually doing a crime or not. They're gonna arrest you after
and
that.
then they'll hold you like
Yeah.
against like something that would never be legal in the U.S.
yeah.
Or maybe.
It's basically you can get around doing it.
Yeah.
It's
Billy,
kinda-
do you respect Andrew Tate?
No,
Natty.
not Natty. That's one of the things in prison.
That's why.
He's in
I love
prison.
everything about it, but not Natty.
He was in prison, and you could see he just lost all his gains.
Yeah.
So I mean, he would have been able to maintain his gains if he wasn't like still on juice.
Yeah.
In prison.
Also,
Yeah.
his hair looks like shit now.
Yeah. definitely needs a trip to Turkey.
Horrible. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want to go to Turkey and get some chest hair put in.
Hell yeah.
Actually, getting back to that third army thing. So I don't think that all of the Ukrainian forces are bad, like Nazis, which is like big right-wing propaganda.
I don't think they are either.
Yeah, but I don't think those people, because they're just fighting for their land, should have to fight a second army.
I mean, it'll make you a better warrior.
You think maybe just send in forces to fight the neo-Nazi forces in Ukraine?
No, I'm saying everybody's got to fight. Because at that point, like, you're like, all right, we send in some guys from South Korea. You and the Russians will be like, fuck. Because you're both at risk of losing it. Yeah. You know, you got to send in a stronger army than actually. That's the thing. You actually should send the third army should be stronger than both of the other ones individually, but combined they could beat them.
So maybe the United States.
The United States. I think you guys should invade Ukraine.
Yeah,
we have to. What, nation build in Ukraine?
I don't think we should nation build. No, I think it should only be war. I think we should invade Ukraine, and so that will make peace between the Ukrainians and the Russians. Because like we got to get these guys out of here.
We get in there, we throw the war.
What about Poland?
We throw the war.
We send our worst fighters.
Poland would fight against Russia.
Poland would fight against Russia. Yeah,
Poland, but they would be They might be one of the best people to do it.
Problem is, if Poland starts fighting against Russia, then NATO has to fight against Russia.
The problem is Poland maybe we can do also. They just recently lost a ton of their submersible fleet because they just put screen doors in the submarines.
Yeah, terrible Navy. Yeah. Actually,
you can see the old one with the glass bottom boat.
I literally forgot that Poland had a coastline. Because of the Polish Navy jokes.
I will say that. Russia does have a exclave on top of Poland, which is so exclave.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like a
St. Petersburg, right?
No, St. Petersburg. No.
It's Kaliningrad.
Yeah.
But that's literally one of the reasons why, getting back to sports, Porzingis got into a fight. Porzingis is on video getting into a fight with a bunch of Russians in Lithuania on the anniversary of the Russian invasion of Lithuania that got them that land that they then kept. And then literally these Russians are outside a club with Porzingis, the 7-footer throwing hands, and they're bragging about still having that land next to Lithuania.
I say we send in 75 Finnish snipers.
I say we get they're deadly.
They are.
What about India?
Oh yeah, we can hit India.
That would be.
Well, you know how the Indians and the Chinese fight over that border with their fists?
Yes. I wrote a whole blog. They're literally bringing back medieval weapons.
A Barstool should cover that.
Yeah.
I'll go.
It's like a combat sport.
Yeah, it is literally no one really dies. They just sometimes people die, but they just 30 guys versus 30 guys kind of run at each other.
That's how wars should be fought.
And they're not allowed to record video. That's one of the things.
Well, but they do sometimes.
They get out, but they have a pact you're not going to record video. I'm not going to record video. We're just going to beat the shit out of each other with giant maces.
Just dudes hanging out, not a phone in sight.
There's a rule, no guns.
Yeah. Well, because it's an incident.
Yeah.
If not, you know?
I respect that.
I really respect that. Yeah.
They should literally just go back to Spartan shields and just
I wish I was imitate so
bad.
I'd be so good at it.
Hold the gate. 300.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Good episode.
Great hanging with you guys.
Good hang. I'm so glad, Brace, that you get to hang with Billy.
I love Billy.
I love him too.
Yeah.
Brace.
What's that?
What?
You said I love Brace?
You sounded like you were ashamed to say it.
No.
Because what?
Because why?
Because I'm Jewish?
No, I forgot your name. I'm terrible with names.
Oh, but he said my name.
You literally said it.
I know, but I didn't know. I was unsure.
I was unsure. You were unsure.
Brace.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm just dirt.
No, I'm sorry.
Actually, you just call me dirt.
I can literally have a 4-hour conversation with someone.
I'm terrible at being alive.
Know
maybe
everything about their last story, but forget their first name.
No, it's cool. I was just winter was tough for me, and
No.
I'm just terrible with names. It's just sometimes it's just the city feels so big that you don't feel insecure. I feel like I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson right now, and I'm realizing how big the universe is.
Everyone said
you feel you know everybody, but you know no one.
I know nobody.
I didn't know if it was race
don't care
or
race.
I thought it was race for a second because I have a weird thing with stuff that's written down and stuff I hear.
Uh-huh.
It's a whole thing.
Interesting. You're dyslexic?
My mother's dyslexic. It's in there.
It's in there?
It's in there.
Uh-huh.
Billy mispronounces a lot of words that he learns by reading, but not by hearing.
do that too.
Which is, I always congratulate Billy for that. I support him because it means that you're studying something.
But if I'd
You're learning.
seen your name written, I've only heard your name, but I haven't really processed if it was. I never really clarified that.
Well, it's a word.
Brace.
It's already a noun.
Yeah.
What's his name?
How do you spell it?
How do you think?
And a verb.
BRACE.
Correct. How else could you spell it?
BRAISE.
That'd be braise.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Or blade.
Braise.
I was in rehab with a guy
I
who
didn't
called
know
me
if it was-
Blade the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't know if it
That's
was
a much cooler
Blaze.
name.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Blaze, Brace, Grace.
Blaze is the name of like a southern, like it's like you're like a wounded Confederate soldier. I'm like, I have to nurse you back to hell, Billy, because you told me before the show started you would have fought for the Confederates.
No, that's not true.
I would never have made it through this war
I
if it
would-
wasn't
oh.
for Miss Blaze.
Miss Blaze. Oh, she
Well, I really like the sound of
gave
this
me a-
Miss Blaze, but
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you, Brace.
Thank you.
God bless you.